This is Cutting Edge TV, if anybody is watching. And it's just me drinking Pepsi Max. Am I live? I don't know. I am on my own for now, if anyone's watching, but that won't last forever. Oh, okay, right. I've just had a notification, so I think I'm live. I may have already been live for 30 seconds or so. I hope nobody has seen anything interesting. You know, it's just me sitting here. There are other people being on the draw tonight. I will be introducing them shortly. So yes, hello and welcome to the draw for week 5 of the Pop Culture Challenge. Before I introduce my special guest tonight, because neither Aidan nor Dave could make it, just want to address something that's been raised a few times. Eagle-eyed amongst you, although you don't probably need to be that eagle-eyed because it is highlighted in bright red at the top of the leaderboard, is Gareth Kingston, who wasn't originally in the competition, and people may wonder what's happened there. We have a player who'd won their first 3 games in weeks 1, 2, and 3. They left the competition. We didn't want to have 3 players in games because that spoils it for everybody and we needed to continue the points. So we brought in Gareth, who is a very strong quarter 1 player, to ensure that players in that top quarter will consider to get 3 players of good quality opposition. Gareth has agreed that he cannot progress through the knockout stages. So when we get to the knockout stages, Gareth will be removed from the draw. The players who are now currently 2nd to 17 will be tier 1, although that will then be listed as 1 to 16. And then the bottom tier, which I think is tier 21, will have an odd number of players. We'll address that at the time because we may have more dropouts between now and then, as is customary. And when that happens, we will then have 3-player matches and a bit of a bespoke competition for that division. But we'll explain it all as and when it arises. So that cleared up. Let me introduce our guests. You may remember my first guest from being on the draw a few weeks ago. He was the last player to play in today, coming 3rd in the match at 5 p.m. Morgan Bush.
Hello.
Hello, Morgan. Welcome to the draw. Thanks for coming back, and thank you for putting on a lovely shirt.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for having me. Always good to have an excuse to put a nice shirt on.
I always have an excuse not to put a nice shirt on. And my other guest is joining us for the first time. He's been running the league table for us since Martin Webb became unavailable. And I believe he's been doing a fantastic job. He's quite a stats guru, and it's Wellswiger. Hello, Will.
Morgan's sitting in for Dave. He's wearing the floral shirt, and I'm sitting in for Aidan, so I'm wearing the blandest polo shirt I had in my wardrobe.
That fits in well with Aidan, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll run the draw today. Sorry?
It's like they're right here with us in the room.
Yes, yeah. Both have excuses. I think Aidan's playing his Connections League, and Dave got shouted at by his wife. And us married men know that when the wives shout, you kind of have to listen. That's the case. So the draw will be exactly as it normally is. I'll announce the numbers. Will's going to give us some statistical analysis. Morgan will be able to tell us about how he thinks those games are going to play. And I'll pitch in every now and again to say that I think something is an interesting match, or that person would have been favourite, no matter who they've drawn. Structure for the draw is exactly the same as last week, although we didn't have a draw last week for technical reasons. But that will be we're into the quarters now, quartiles. So the top 76 players are drawn in quarter 1, and there'll be 19 games there. The next 76 are quarter 2, 19 games there. And then the next 80 are quarter 3, 20 games there. And the other 80 players are in quarter 4, again, 20 matches. And as always, you can't play somebody who you have previously played in the groups. And Will Jones's expert system prevents that occurring. So after that 4 minutes of me wittering away, I think we are ready to get going.
Ready and raring.
So I think we're starting with the 4th quarter as usual. So, Will, can we have the first game, please? Okay, so that is number 172. First out the draw tonight is Karen Orford. Then we have number 63, which is Dan Afshar. Number 257 is Ros Dowding, and 214 is Matthew Nail.
Well, it's a pretty tight one for Q4 to start with. So Karen is on, got the stats, so I was going to be quick. Karen's on 6 points, 25 own. Dan is on 7.5 points, 31 own. Roz, 7.5 points, 22 own. And Matthew is on... Where's Matthew now? Where are you?
8 points, 30 own.
Oh, right, yes, sorry. I'm getting confused by the lines that I put in myself. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a pretty high standard for Q4, certainly.
Yeah.
I've read for 2 of them so far this season. Dan, I think, prefers the higher end of pop culture. I think it's safe to say he didn't seem terribly fond of the video game questions. Matthew, obviously, a bit of a music specialist, but yeah, no, that's gonna be a pretty tough one to call, I would say.
I'd say probably. I think I would have said Matthew, obviously because he's on my QL team. But I think I probably would have said him anyway because he's not only is he a fab music quizzer, he's a great all rounder. So I think that I'd probably back him there. But could go anyway.
It's 4 players who you'd probably be slightly surprised to see in quarter 4. So that's a tough game to start with.
Yeah.
Quarter 4 goes up to players with 8.5 points, and the most own gets anybody has at this stage, I think, is 34. So if you get somebody in your game who's got more than that, then that's rather unlucky. Right, let's have game 2. Number 280, that is Stephen Curtis. Number 24 is Armand Sanchez. 100 is Eden Kay. 57 is Colin Goldsborough. I think Colin missed his game this week. Is that right?
Yes, Colin had to miss his game, but he emailed in advance to let them know.
Yeah.
Colin, 6 points, 59 gets, but obviously you'd adjust that down because he's missed one. Eden, 6.5 points, 69 gets. Armand is on. Where's Armand? I think Armand's had a win this season. I think I read it. Yeah, 8 points, 24 on gets for Armand. And Stephen Curtis, I should just really be using the search function, but no. 4 points, yeah, 7 points, 18 on gets. Yeah, Armand obviously will have been coming off a rough week because pretty much every American player in the draw is coming off a rough week.
Yeah, they did play hard for the Americans. You played an American today, Morgan, didn't you? How did they find it?
I played Zach Foster, and they did come in 4th place, but they were in seat 3 as well, which I thought was the hardest seat of that game. But yeah, a really, really tricky game for anyone not British. Oh, it's a tricky game for me as well, and I am. But,
that does happen. We've had weeks where the Americans have all done really well, so it balances out over the season. Just maybe a bit heavier in some weeks than others, I guess. But Armand probably looks a slight favourite if he can avoid a UK-centric set there, really.
Yeah, solid quiz, a very prolific reader as well, and very good at it.
Yes, that's always good. Anybody who reads a lot, we're very thankful. Right, game 3 or 5. What was that, sorry?
I was going to say I wouldn't rule out Eden there, but yeah, I'm on probably the worst watch.
Yeah, never rule out anyone in any game, because if the cards come up that's right for them, then they've every chance. Yeah.
Right, my COQL team as well.
Okay, let's have the third game. 273 is Seth Atkin. 77 is Dave Trent. 211 is Matthew Akpan, the machine gun Akpan. 122 is Gilles Bourque.
Ooh. Yeah, right. So Matthew Akpan, 4 points. It's come last in all his games so far. However, I have looked in Mike Olsen's most recent stat sheet, and you know how we've got, unless I've forgotten something, we've got 4 quizzes off the telly in this draw. We've got 3 chasers and we've got an egghead. And Matthew Akpan, according to Mike Olsen's most recent stat sheet, is outscoring them all on sport.
Ah, well, that's
interesting.
Yeah, like I think 7 of Matthew's correct answers thus far have been in sport, but that's only going up to the end of week 3, so I don't know how he did this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I found that quite interesting. Seth Atkin is on 7 points after 4 games with 17 owned gets. Dave Trent is 7.5 with 21, and Gilles Bourque is on. He's a bit lower down, isn't he? Where is Gilles Bourque?
6 points, 16 owned. So
yeah.
Yeah, Dave is a Wirral Quiz League player, so I'll always be cheering for him in any game. I think he plays for Shipwrecked in both Wirral Quiz League and OQL. It's the same team. Very nice. Should be a friendly game there.
Yeah.
See who comes out on top.
Yeah.
Okay, game 316, please. Number 197 is Mark Thompson. 45 is Cheyenne Fletcher. 201 is Mark Eden, and 170 is Julie Hawes.
Now, Mark Eden, I know, is right near the cut-off point for this. Yeah, Mark Eden is the second-ranked player in Q4, 8.5 points, 31 own gets. Was on the most recent series of Mastermind, if I remember rightly. Cheyenne Fletcher and Mark Thompson are a bit lower down, and I've just gone straight past them, haven't I? Mark Thompson is, I can just see you've landed on him now, 7 points, 24. Cheyenne Fletcher, 6.5, 24. And Julie Hawes is 6.5, 22.
Right, so
yeah.
So very even between the three of them, but Mark would therefore looks a slight favourite.
Yeah. Right.
Cheyenne, the only American, although based on this week that wouldn't have helped much, but
yeah,
maybe it will next week. We'll have to.
Maybe it all evens out over the course of the season, John.
Of course.
It's by magic.
But yeah, Mark, okay. I've met Mark Keating before, and he's good. Yeah, he's certainly one who I think is coming along pretty well. So yeah, interesting to see how he does here. Okay,
great. Next game, please.
Oh, good.
Right. Number 84 is Hot Shot David Watt.
Oh,
225. Who's 225, Morgan?
It's Morgan Bush.
It's Morgan Bush, yes. 258 is Ros James, and 292 is Stuart Lovering. So how do you fancy your chances there, Morgan?
Well, let's take the statistics first, and then I think I can probably give a more educated assumption.
My instinct is that could have fallen nicer for you. David Watt, 7.5, 29. Stuart Lovering, 8, 29. Ros James, 8, 30. And then there's you, 8, 33. So, yeah.
That's as hard as it's going to get in this tier, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And I said, I've been on the downside. Hopefully I get like an easier game this week. Hopefully, I'm going to get some things that fall my way. I think out of these guys, maybe there are a few things that I could, a few specialist subjects that I have that maybe they don't. But yeah, I on Twitter, I'm kind of giving my analysis as I go through and saying I always bank for third place. If I can get third place, I can do well. I think I might be in with a shout if some good stuff comes up for me, but if it's going to be,
I think that's absolutely wide open. Looks like a great game.
Yeah, Morgan as well. Joint most own gets in Q4, along with Darren Fairhurst. So if someone can remember that Darren Fairhurst has the joint most, so I'm not looking that up again.
Well, Simon Wood has 34 own gets. He's a little bit lower down. He's only got 7 points, you see. But Simon Wood has the most own gets in this year. So sorry, Morgan. you're joking. Yeah. Okay, right. So we'll have game through 8. Number 245, that's Rachel Clark. 150 is Jana Carolan. 188 is Kushan Patel. And 312 is Zach Foster.
Yeah, Kushan Patel is 615. Jenna Carolan, I've just gone. Well, Rachel Clark is 824. Jenna Carolan is 725, and I'll just quickly stick Zach in. No, there's more than one Foster in this draw. There we are. 827 is Zach. So another one, that looks pretty flat on paper.
Looks pretty close. I've played Jenna and Zach this season, both strong players, but I think I probably would back Rachel here just because, I mean, in the unlikely event that some science is going to come up.
And lowbrow sciences, the lowbrow sciences usually fall into lifestyle, and most people would say they're not sciences. They're alternative medicine.
Rachel's quite good at lifestyle, though, if I recall. But yeah, it seems like a close game. Rachel, I think, is my favourite, but if it suits Zach, if it's a more international set, could suit Zach. But yeah, everyone a contender there.
Another stat about Zach, he's one of 3 players who had joint most musketeers in season 2. I think he got 5 or 6, and quite a few of them were video game related. I don't know what anyone else in this squad is like on video games, but Zach is generally one of the best in the draw on video games.
I think it's quite a young heat, so I don't know if that means they're more or less likely to play video games. I know I stopped when I was about 25. Well, when I discovered poker, really. But that's a story for another day. And we'll have game 3 on 90s. Number 264 is Sam Story. 70 is Darren Fairhurst. Will, he's got the joint second most amount of own gets for this. 262 is Sam King. 103 is Elliot Gray Clark.
Ooh.
Yeah, Elliot Gray Clough, I'm slightly surprised to see in Q4.
Yeah, very much.
He's on 8.5.29 is Elliot. Darren, of course, 8.33. Sam Story and Sam King. I think I was looking at Sam King's stats the other day, and he seemed. Was it him that seemed weirdly low down? Yes, well, 4.5.17, Sam King. Which, yeah, for that point tally, 17 own gets is a bit high, 4.5. I think he's had some rough draws. And Sam Story, 21.5.5. So, yeah, Darren and Elliot, you'd expect to be out in front, but who can say? You know, I mean, it does look like another roughish draw for Sam King, unfortunately. He's a few of them, but
you do get people sometimes in quiz that in these kinds of things always get absolutely horrible draws. Just always get really brutal draws, and this is likely to be one of those. Sam King, I'm afraid, is one of those people.
Yeah, Sam's bonus conversion is very good. He's got 11 out of 12 bonus attempts right. So if he gets a few right again, who knows?
It could just be one of them things where you wait for quads to fall for you. Which
Okay, let's have game 320. Number 27 is Bastian Fisher. 226 is Nat O'Brien. 238 is Paul Davis, and 82 is David Smith. So a bit of a continental game there. We have Australia, Germany, and 2 Brits, I believe.
Yep. Bastian, another one sort of up the higher end of the quaddies. 8.524 thus far. Nat is. There's 2 O'Briens here. 7.25 is Nat. Paul Davis is 6.5.23. David Smith
8.26.
8.26.
I don't know which David Smith it is yet, whether it's the MQL one or the one who plays in Connections League. I think it's the MQL one, but I'm not sure, so we'll have to find that out at some point.
If he's in the chat, let us know.
Yes, if you're watching David, are you the David who plays in MQL or the David who's on the Taskmasters in the Connections League? Because sadly there are 2 David Smiths in OQL. I think it's the only name where we've definitely got 2 the same.
But yeah, another one where the OQL questions balances out really well. Bastian will probably have been hit quite badly, like by last week. BritCon stuff. It wasn't just Americans who were doing badly. Basically, international players were having a rough old time of it last week as well. So I'd imagine Bastian had a bit of a knock from that.
And that's Australia.
Nat quite so low down, maybe expected.
But yeah, no, I think it's, again, very even across all 3. And I feel like probably quite different knowledge bases across all 4 of them as well.
It's going to be a good game to watch them.
Yeah, okay. One would imagine so.
Great. Okay, let's have game 3-2-1. Number 68 is Danny Lardner, 1 number short this season. 176 is Katie Warburton. 136 is Ewan Pope. And 212, Matthew Howard. When I first saw Ewan Pope, I thought it was Luann. I didn't realise it was a capital I, not a lowercase L. So sorry about that.
Yayan.
Is it Yayan?
I think it's Yayan, yeah.
Oh, he's never corrected me on that. Sorry, if it is, I've read a game for him as well. Sorry, if it's Yayan, not Ewan, please let me know. I am really sorry about that.
And if I'm wrong, please let me know as well.
I think it's Yayan, because Yayan Edwards was the captain of the Welsh rugby team in the 90s, wasn't he?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Anyway, Danny Lardner, 7.26. Yayan Pope is 6.23. Katie Warburton is 7.26. So, Katie Warburton exactly the same as Danny Lardner. And Matthew Howard.
8.5.30.
8.5.30.
So Matthew's slightly above there, but looks fair.
Another well-matched one. Danny and I don't really know Katie or Matthew. Danny and Yayan are both quite young, as I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Danny, part of the Sheffield Quiz Elite, obviously. But yeah, one where stats suggest Matthew, but who knows?
Okay.
I'm adding a lot of value here.
Okay, let's have game 3-2-2. Number 8 is Alex Hill. 296 is Thomas Keating. 310 is Will Vince. And 274 is Shamina Chowdhury. As Shamina posted somewhere today, I remember seeing that it was her last week's game was the most fun she's ever had at a quiz. So thank you to everybody involved in that game for making it such an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I played Shamina in the COQL, and that was not the most fun time she's had. I'm quite offended.
I would be too, Morgan.
Yeah.
Maybe she was combining the two into one massive, fantastic experience.
Yeah. Shamina, yeah, was joint third, a very tight game actually. Kamal Badiani won that one. Yeah, so, oh God, where was I? Right, Thomas Keating is one who, he's on 4 points, but he's got 22 own gets. I think he's one who's really just waiting for his to come round. I read from earlier this season, he's definitely a lot better than fourth places would suggest. I think he's just been hard done by with the draws. Will Vince is up towards the top of this quad.
Yeah, 8.5 points, 30 owns. So among the top players in this bottom quarter so far.
Yeah, he's another one who was on Mastermind this past series as well. I can't remember if Mastermind's still going on or not, but I don't think they're.
But the semi-finals are starting next week. Yeah, there's a bit of an OQL takeover on TV. The last two teams on Eggheads were both OQL scratch teams, which was lovely. I won't say what happened in case people haven't watched it, but it was Rota Madmen and Quizzical Entities. Well worth a watch. Both were really fantastic games. This game here looks one that Will Vince has he looks like he should be a couple of, maybe even at least one quartile above, maybe two. Should have a good chance here.
But, I mean, Thomas Keating getting 4 points with 22 own is indicative of, tough draws. So maybe this could be his week.
Hopefully he gets more than 1 point this week, but if he does, we'll see what happens. Okay, game 3-2-3. 168 is Julia Clark. 58 is Colin Mason. 167 is Joshua McCune. And 284 is Steve Dobson. Steve Dobson was a tier winner last time.
Colin Mason, 8.26. Julia Clark, 7.5, 24. Dobson is 7.5, 32. And McCune is 6.5, 21. So, yeah, Steve, you'd probably fancy Steve for that one, but these are all doing pretty well.
Strong players, I think, as well, who probably has maybe an unlucky draw, for a couple of weeks. I know Josh quite well, very good player. I mean, he's had some unlucky run-ins, but I mean, that I think is anyone's game. I think.
Yeah, great. All right, that's our game 3-2-4. 221 is Michael O'Brien. 179 is Kev Duckworth. 35 is Caitlin McCulloch, and 39 is Carol Cronin. So that's 2 Scottish players and 2 Irish. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. So Michael O'Brien, 7.24. Kev Duckworth, 7.5, 25. Caitlin McCulloch, 8.27. And Carol Cronin, who I believe missed her game in week 3, 7.18. So adjust your expectations.
Just as her being there would have been a bit higher. That looks really balanced.
Carol was in the winning team in the Irish Quiz League, I believe.
Yes, Kev Duckworth was on 15-1 with me, but it was me who won.
Caitlin, another one of the highly prolific reading squad, and very much loved for that. And I don't really know Michael O'Brien.
No, Michael's, I think, new. I think he's joined the Connections League as well, which is always great when people play lots of various OQL events. We do like to see that. Yeah, that's interesting to have 2 Scottish, 2 Irish in the same game.
Caitlin will be glad for any video game questions that come up. If there's a good set on that this week, I think Caitlin will do well there.
Yeah, that'd be a good game. Okay.
In the Facebook chat, Joshua McCune, the automatic transcription has given him a new nickname of Joshua Raccoon. That is canon now.
Joshua Raccoon, yeah, absolutely. Someone's going to have to help with the maths, by the way, so I know when we're at the end of the quarter.
Robert, if you are in the chat, please, with your mathematical knowledge, do tell us.
It's 20 past. It's the 20th game past whatever we started. I think we started at 3-1-1, so 3:30 will be the last in this, if I'm right. Someone will tell me. Right, and let's have game 3-2-5. Okay, 267 is Sarah Penny. 269 is Sarah Anch Mahopra. 174 is Karen Morris. And 59 is Courtney Campbell.
Right, Sarah is 5.19. Courtney is 5.14. Karen Morris is
5.5, 18.
5.5, 18. And I did find Sarah Penny, who I think is on 24. Yeah, no, 25. 8.5, 25.
I think Sarah's slight favourite there then.
Yes, I would think so, definitely.
Yeah, it's 25 past. Shall we crack on or? Yeah. I was hoping to sort of look through Mike's stats live, but we can't get it. It's going to take ages. So.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Yeah, you have to be very quick to be able to move through those. We don't have that long for each game, but. Courtney had a bit of trouble with her organising their game this week, but we just about got it sorted. So that was always a. If ever anyone is having problems with scheduling, do come to us, and we are able to do everything we can to get that fixed. Okay, game 3-2-6.
3-3-2 will be the last game of this quarter. Thank you, Robert.
3-3-2, brilliant. Thank you, everybody who watches us. Right, 293 is Sue Fogarty, our first rhyming name of the night. 98 is Ed Mason. 305, Tucker Warner, very good American quizzer. And 33 is Brandon Martin Moore. Brandon, who I believe this is one of his very first quizzes, definitely his first OQL event, and seems to be really enjoying it, throwing himself into it, which we absolutely love to see.
Good friends with Brandon, and he's having a whale of a time. I'd like to read this game if I get the chance to, because I'm on connections with Ed. I play pop solo, so I've encountered Tucker a few times, and I'm good friends with Brandon, so that'd be a good game to read.
Yeah. Ed's game, I'm not totally sure what happened with him this week. He scored a lot lower than I thought he would have done, going off his previous form. Ed's on 8.26. Sue is on 8.28. Tucker is on 8.31. Brandon Martin Moore is on 7.25.
Looks very evenly balanced then, some good scores. Yeah. And whoever wins this has a good chance actually of jumping off into quarter two for the last week. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But there's a good chance for one of those four players to really move up the tiers with a good win.
Tucker will be wanting to do well here, obviously coming off a bad week last week. So
Tucker, as you say, very good American player, really, really good on American sport as well. Sue, I think he's just a pretty solid general knowledge player. And Ed, I believe, is as well. Brandon, I think, I think Brandon's sort of growing into the tournament.
He's finding his feet, definitely, but I think he's going to, certainly at this level, he's going to be one to watch out for.
But yeah, he posted on Facebook being very complimentary about last week's set as well. So
that's always nice to see. Thank you, Brandon. Okay, let's have game 327. Okay, 116 is Galtan Dembakodi, and again, apologies if I am mispronouncing that. 278 is Simon McGovern. 289 is Stephen Neville, who I think I noticed was the one player, he was the top player in this tier. And 177 is Kay Rice.
Yeah, so Galtan 622, Simon 729. Stephen is indeed, the line fell across him because Andrew Story answered 4 questions correctly more than him. He's 8.5, 32, and Kay Rice is 5.5 and 7. Stephen, I've seen have really good games. I read for him a few times in season 2. He musketeered the Australian soap squad in season 2. You remember that one? And that was not an easy one at all.
Very impressive. I played Gautam this week in pop solos. Strong player. I think probably definitely skews more American, so that may help or hinder him. But yeah.
And Kay, this is her first quiz with OQL, and her very first game was against Paul Sinner, which was absolutely lovely. So I'm sure that would have been a great experience, a great welcome to her, if maybe a bit of a baptism of fire, as it were. But yeah, I'm sure, hopefully she's enjoying her first competition with us. Right, let's have game 328. Number 46 is Chloe Gibbs. 3 is Abby Akara. I'm allowed to not pronounce their full name. They have said that. 285 is Steve Havard. And 148 is Jay Joyce.
Chloe Gibbs, 8.5, 20. I'm feeding back quite violently there.
It's okay.
Have we gone now? I'm not sure.
Right.
I think so. Okay. Right. Chloe Gibbs. What the hell have you done then? No. Right. Yeah. Okay. Abby Akara. Why not? 8.21. Chloe Gibbs. 8.5, 23. Steve Havard. the tight limit, 8.5, 28, and Jay Joyce, 4 and 14, but Jay Joyce has missed a week as well.
Yeah.
Of these, I've read for Abby and I've read for Steve. Abby, I read for in week 1, had some really good gets. Like, I think Abby is currently at university, and seemed very comfortable with like the more sort of current stuff.
Yeah, Abby quizzes with Robert Crawley, so obviously anyone who quizzes with Robert Quality is the highest quality quizzer.
Yeah, but also current stuff isn't necessarily a strength for that many people in the draw, so it's a good area to have. Steve Hubbard is a very solid all-round player. Chloe Gibbs has had some pretty good results, if I remember rightly. And yes, so John is saying we probably need to...
Oh, that's okay. Let's have game 329, please. That's okay. Okay. Number 99 is Eddie Gunning, who I believe played his connections game last minute whilst quite after having several drinks this week. So that went okay. Might have been his league match, actually. 198 is Maria McGann. 263 is Sam Phillips. And 169 is Julia Lemangan.
Eddie Gunning, 623. Maria McGann is 820. Sam Phillips, 2 Phillipses, and I've got the other one, 732. And Julia Lemangan is 828. I think Sam Phillips actually might be one of the ones I was looking at and wondering why they were so far down. But yeah, I think Sam Phillips had a really good result this. Well, oh, actually, yeah. Sam's had some brutal draws. 4th in a game this week with Ethan Moss, but he only finished 3 points behind him. 4th the week before, getting 10 in a game that Joe Byrne won with 16.
Sounds like he's going to end up in a tier maybe a bit lower than where he belongs, which obviously gives him a better chance of the trophy, but the goal is always to play as high a tier as possible. It was Morgan, as someone who plays every season, that would always be your aim, isn't it? You don't mind whether or not you win your tier, but you just want to be in as high a tier.
This is I said when I started this that I wanted to either come in the top 10 tiers or I wanted to walk away with a trophy. Obviously, the top 10 tiers is the priority, but walking away with a trophy is fantastic. But I think at the moment it's looking like it's going to have to be the second option.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Sam's been due a kind draw. Not totally sure this is it. Eddie and Julia both good all-rounders. Maria's already had a musketeer so far this season. She musketeered the biopics.
Right. Yes, very, very good film quizzer. Absolutely. Okay, game 330. 185 is Ralph Rascale. What a great name that is. 307, another great name, is Vincenzo Tagle, or Vinny Tagle. 279 is Nick Reed. And 32 is Bonnie Shampoo, which is actually my favourite name in this competition. And it rhymes this season. So yeah, Nick Reed, sorry. It's Simon. I must have misread it. Sorry.
It's definitely not Nick Reed.
Yeah, Nick Reed's obviously my time. Sorry, Nick. I've clearly misread the number. Simon Wood is 279. I've read the number for 229. My glasses are broken, by the way. They need fixing, but I don't have time to get to the repair shop. So yeah.
So we look at two players here who are coming off pretty good wins this week. Ralph Rascale. Really, I think he'd been waiting for quads to break for him, and they finally did this week. So he had a very big win. Bonnie Shampoo had her first win of the week, the series as well. Vinny Tagle is from the Philippines. It was really good. And Simon Wood has the most own gets in the entirety of Kick Forward. This is going to be a good one.
So that's going to be
What's interesting is Ralph has one of the most bonus attempts out of anyone in the league. I think he's second most with 35. So we need a nickname. Ralph Rapid Rascale, I think. Although someone with a name like that doesn't really need a nickname. But Rapid Rascale, I think, would work well.
Simon's saying there, but yeah.
Yeah, Simon was. Sorry, drink if you've got this down. But Simon would have been favourite. Whoever he'd drawn against here is the most own gets in the tier. It should be a good game for sure. And we'll have game 3 Q1. 166 is Josh Baldwin. 256 is Robin Whelan. 239 is Paul Dunn. And 240 is Paul Kirk. didn't have to move my eyes much there.
Yeah, surprising list of games this week in there. Robin and Paul Kirk both did. Josh Baldwin is 7.5, 22, and Paul Dunn is...
Paul Dunn and Paul Perk are next to each other in the table, 5 points each, but Paul's had one more own question answered. Because Robin has missed more than one game, then Robin will also, he'll be able to participate in the knockout stages, but he won't be able to progress beyond the quarter-final stage. So whichever game he is drawn in, there would only be the two spaces available will go to the other players wherever Robin comes. That's the only way we can see a fair way to account for somebody who misses a few games. We don't like that it has to happen, but it's the fairest way. Otherwise, someone can miss every game, be in the bottom tier, and win it easily. But this looks like a very even game, although it's Josh probably a slight favourite then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's have game. Yeah, sorry, I waffled on there. Game 332, 14. And Andre Russo. 308 is Wes Kingston. Always think it's Kingston, but it's not. It's Kington. 204 is Mark Ryder. 37 is Callum Hyde. So Mark Ryder obviously is an absolute star American quizzer, but obviously miles better at the highbrow. But I love his enthusiasm, always coming back, enjoying the PCC competition, which is a British scene lowbrow quiz, neither of which is going to suit him. I assume he had a hard week last week.
Yeah, Mark, as you say, hard week last week, 731. So that's very high for this quarter. Andre is 4.9. Wes Kington is 8.23, and Callum Hyde is 8.32. Ooh, hello.
Yeah. Could be interesting one there. So, right, let's have a look at what I was. So that was the last game in tier 4. Hooray! Right. Yes, so I've been talking about that, right? So now move on to quarter 3 or tier 3, whatever you want to call it at this stage. So players here range from Andrew Story. He's the lowest rank with 8.5 points, 32. And the lowest own gets of anyone in this tier in this quarter is 19. And then the highest player would be, where's the cutoff for this?
Is 10.33.
Here we are. Yeah, got it now. Yeah, so he missed out behind Damien Pugh because he'd had 2 more bonus attempts than Damien. So Damien goes in the quarter 2, Andy in quarter 3. So yeah, the most I think Owen gets at this stage, Tony Monroe, David Crookshank, both with 40. So they'll be the ones to avoid in tier 3. Let's get started. 93 is Drew Sheila. 200 is Mark Davis. 74 is Dave Mattingly, and 18 is Andrew Story. So we've got 2 Americans to start us off.
Yep, double Americans. I believe Dave won the game I read for him earlier this season, I think. Drew, I know very well, I've quizzed him a lot. 9.30 for Drew. Dave Mattingly, 9.5, 33. Mark Davis is 10.24. And Andrew Story is bottom of the tier, I believe you said, on 8.5, 32.
Yeah, so bottom of the tier, but still really good own gets. So.
Yeah, but point-wise, Mark Davis is the highest-ranked person in this catch. So, yeah, interesting little shakeout here. 2 Americans will make things interesting.
I think the Americans... Yeah, I don't think they'll thank us for that. I think if I was playing pop solos, I wouldn't want another Briton in my game, just on the off chance that there's a UK sitcom quad and have another Brit.
I've been lucky so far to only have had played with Americans, but yeah, I'm anticipating Addy or Ed to come up in one of my games and absolutely just ruin me.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, let's have game 334. Number 36 is Callum McClements. 194 is Liam Tom. I think they play on the same team in OQL UK. 40 is Caroline Latham. And 20 is Andy Chrisley, who we know is the highest ranked player in this tier. The highest and the lowest in back-to-back games.
Yep, 10.33 for Andy Chrisley. Callum McClements, 10.27. Liam Tom is now going to take me through everyone called Thomas. Liam Tom, 10.29, and Caroline Latham is 9.5, 29. Ooh,
sounds very even.
This is very good. Yeah, Caroline, QLL veteran, of course. with Greengage in Div 3. Generally not the kind of person you'd say would be a great pop culture player, but she's doing pretty well thus far.
She's more highbrow.
Yes. I think, it's very much a highbrow quiz, as we've seen on Wiki Quiz.
But yeah, my instinct is lots of contrasting strengths in this game. And
two teammates playing against each other is always fun as well.
There's going to be a lot of points getting nicked off a lot of people in this one. So yeah,
high bonus of that.
Okay, let's have game 335. 111 should be called Nelson, but it's Freddie Harris. And number 10 is Alex Overhill. 250 is Richard Kimber, and 288 is Steve Rhodes. Steve Rhodes is always one of the players Dave Bill picks out as absolute top sports quizzer and really good all-round lowbrow quizzer.
9.27 Freddie Harris, 9.5 28 Steve Rhodes, 9.5 36 Alex Overhill, and Richard Kimber is 9.5 33. Another one, I think as we get into like quarters 3 and 2, things are going to get very tightly bunched, and there's going to be a lot where you can basically chuck a blanket over them, and this is one of them. Alex Overhill, I read for early this season. I think he just had a real off week, but I've read for him in season 2 as well. Like he's genuinely a very, very good quizzer, I'd expect him to once everything shakes out, expect him to be higher at the table than this. But he's not drawn an easy one here.
No, definitely not.
All right, let's have game 336. 162 is Johnny Bonville again. 184 is Kamal Badiani. 153 is Jimmy Lee. I do love the rhyming ones. They're very strange, I know. And 304, most don't gets in the tier. Tony Monroe. Tony Monroe's got a bit of unluck. What was that? Sorry.
I said a lot of superlatives. Most don't get top of the table.
I do find it strange that Tony's doing so well on lone gets. He just had some hard draws. I think hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah, Jimmy, superb American quizzer, 1/3 of the reigning Cockle US champions, the Wednesdays. He would have had a hard week last week as well, but he's really, 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 really good. Johnny Bonneville Ginn is very good on sport. I discovered while looking at the season 2 stats. And Kamal Badiani is one of the people that Janine has encouraged into quiz. She got her first win last week. I've quizzed her a few times. She is delightful.
I read for her once, and it was a really fun experience. I've had to stop in at the very last minute because the reader hadn't turned up, but we got through it, and it was a fun game. Should be interesting, really. With Jimmy and Tony both in the same game, that's going to be tough. But if it suits either of the other two, then they're absolutely still in with a chance. Right. Okay. Game 337. 275 is Shane Lawler. 95 is Dylan Coates. 72, Darren Monk. And 129 is Henry Bagridge. So it seems like we're getting a lot of Americans in this quarter, maybe because they've had the hardest.
Darren Monk, 935 own gets, but 52 total questions answered. Shane Lawler is lower down, but 922. But he did have 1 week where I think he almost missed the game, but turned up very late for it. So his total's a lot lower than you think. He's had a really good week early on as well, Shane. He had like 10 own gets 1 week. Dylan Coates, another Sheffielder, 921. And Henry Bagridge is 933. I would say the stats could be a bit deceptive on this one. Shane is another QLL player, but he's one who's really come on pretty much every single season he's been in this competition. As I say, a bit of a false position with the own gets. And I don't know that he'll have much overlap with Darren Monk, who I don't know will have much overlap with Dylan Coates. I don't really know an awful lot about Henry Bagridge. But another one where I think Dylan is one of the best video game quizzes in this draw. Another one where there's lots of potential for lots of people to nick lots of stuff off everyone else.
Okay. Great, let's have game 338. 91 is Donald O'Driscoll. 44, Charlotte Orber. 232 is Nina Grant. And 16 is Andrew Corsini. So a range there.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that was study in contrast here. Donald's on 10.28. Nina is
9.5, 37. So 38 own is really good for this tier, this quarter.
Yeah, 9.26 Charlotte Auber and Andrew Corsini 9.30. Now we've got in here. Tough. Yeah, we've got two very good film quizzes in here in the shape of Nina and Andrew. Nina was the top film quizzer in season 2. Of
Charlotte's great at a little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, still waiting on that marine biology quad to come up for.
That's not going to come up in pop culture. Oh, I suppose. No, animals
maybe
come on the sign.
Maybe the Finding Nemo, perhaps. But yeah. And then
that would be a great quad.
Yeah, Donald's really great at the. I guess the kind of pub quiz syllabus is where Donald kind of thrives. So that's another real contrasting specialties apart from film. Good friends of Charlotte, so I'd like to see her do well there.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's have game 339. 233 is Nitish Kadaya. 114 is Gary Grant in the third quarter. Always surprised me with Gary, but there we go. 180 is Kevin Leck, and 287 is Steve Parker. So we saw Kevin this week on Eggheads.
Yeah.
Part of the quizzical entities.
Cool. Kevin Leck, 10.33. Gary Grant is just make sure that's correct. Great. Yeah, 8.5, 36. Gary's had some bad breaks this season.
Gary always gets tough draws, it seems. He's cursed by the balls in this.
9.27 for Nitish, and Steve Parker is on
9.33.
Yeah, another high standard game. Will depend what comes up in it.
Yeah, I mean, Gary would always mention it. He is a mastermind champion, but his subjects were all highbrow all the way through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Chris Dyson has asked that we point out there's a marine biology episode of Seinfeld.
Yes,
so,
great.
There's a whale with a golf ball stuck in it. There's not, and George pretending to be a marine biologist. I wouldn't say it was a marine biology episode, but we could maybe look at bringing that in somehow. Great.
People have already posted about the marine biology Seinfeld in chat, John. Don't start a riot.
I've recently binged Seinfeld. It's great. Right, we'll have game 340. 109 is Francis Boyle. 283 is Steve Coates. 235 is Oliver Hanson, and 152 is Jim Mudrack.
Steve Coates is another one whose stats are a bit deceptive because he did have to miss a week. He's on 10.22. Francis Boyle is 10.28. Jim Mudrack is 9.29. And Oliver Hanson is 9.5, 31. These are players who've all, certainly Jim got a win over Dave McBrien in either week 1 or 2. I think it was week 1. Steve musketeered the Marlena Dietrich quad, which was hell for a lot of people, but Steve pulled it off. Francis got his first win this week, and Oliver Hanson, I believe, has the most own gets of these 4. Yeah, another good one.
Jim is American, so if any of that comes up, then he's going to be in with the money there. But yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, he's playing from New Jersey, I think. Right, game 341. Number 54 is Clarissa Ducci. 19, Andrew Townsley. 23, Anthony J, and 134 is Ian Morris. So as is tradition, anybody who's had a big win on Mastermind, we always flag it up. Andrew was a £500,000 winner on the Jeremy Clarkson. Did brilliantly. Well, you have not seen it.
That's the Jeremy Clarkson Mastermind, is that John?
A millionaire. Who wants a millionaire? If I said there, I don't think I'd want Jeremy Clarkson to present him that Mastermind.
Winning $500,000 on Mastermind, that would change the makeup of the show, certainly. Andrew Townsley, 9.30. Clarissa Ducey is 9.21. Anthony J. Fingers. 9.29, and Ian Morris is. Not that one. 10.31. Red Andrew, week 1, we actually beat Gary Grant, I think. So was it week 1 or week 2? But he beat Gary Grant 1 week, I think, unless I've mistaken him for someone else. But I read for Andrew, he was good. I've read for Anthony, he was good. I've not read for Ian or Clarissa yet, but I'm sure they're both tremendous in their own ways.
Especially, of course, Alaron John, who wrote the friendly for this week's OQL, which was an excellent friendly.
Oh, yes. We always thank people who write friendlies. You wrote one, didn't you, Morgan?
I wrote, yes, with Mike and Rachel. Yeah, I wrote one.
Yeah, it's always good. It's really helpful, people who write the friendlies. We do enjoy those. Right, game 342. 272 is Sean Webb. Wow, surprised to see Sean in the third quarter. 246 is Raheem Dina. Number 80 is David Crookshank, who we've already outlined as most own gets in this tier. And 277 is Sean Drury.
That's a hard one. David 940, Sean Drury 9.5, 33, Sean Webb 931, and Raheem is 9.5, 27. John, just a word of warning, by the way, that marine biology, I looked in the Facebook chat, it's not going away.
Yes, fine, yeah, you can talk about marine biology.
Talking about marine biology now, folks.
We can have Seinfeld questions. You can talk Seinfeld. We can't have marine biology in a pop culture quiz. Maybe an ICC, or unless we find a way to link it back to shows such as Seinfeld.
I'm still holding out for that
no one's mentioned Steve Zissou yet either. Anyway, David Crookshank, 1/3 of universally beloved Copper Behemoth's Life Within Buildings.
Life Within Buildings, legend.
And traditional bad luck magnet in PCC draws as well. I think I don't know if there's a record for the longest run of second places in PCCs, but I'm pretty sure David has it. Sean Webb, obviously superb all-round quizzer, definitely prefers the highbrow, as he has mentioned several times. Incidentally, Sean, I'm wearing very navy blue tonight. I do hope you approve. Raheem had a big win a couple of weeks ago in PCC, and Sean Drury, just one of those names who just always seems to be like there or thereabouts.
Doing well, maybe David
really
Crookshank, maybe it might be his week this week to finally snatch a win, but
he has had a win this season. I think he definitely started one season with 5 seconds in a row, which was incredible. Right, just a point, we should really be at the halfway stage by 9 p.m. and we're not. So we are a little behind schedule tonight. There's so much to say about everybody. So we may need to pick up the pace a little bit because people have to get to bed or have other things to do. But we'll see. I'm sure everybody is loving this so much that they're not going anywhere anyway.
Banter and all this marine biology chat going on.
Exactly. Everybody's talking about that Seinfeld episode. Right.
Marine biology's now moved on to the snorks, John.
Yeah. Michael upset that there's no wrestlers with marine biology gimmick. So.
I don't know the snorks. There was a wrestler called Typhoon. That would have maybe caused some.
You know what we said about needing to kind of hurry things along.
Yes. Game 343, please. Okay, 48 is Chris Beattie. 187 is Christian Cramso. 101 is Eleanor Ayres, and 4 is Addie Lewis. So Christian, I think, plays from
Norway.
Norway, always Norway, isn't it?
Wait. Yeah, Christian, I think, is the only Norwegian in the draw.
Many more Norwegians enter ICC than this.
Yeah. Chris Beattie is the second highest ranked player in Q3 at 10 points, 33 own gets. Eleanor Ayres, another horrendous luck magnet with the PCC.
And she has the worst luck of anyone.
Yeah, she does. In every single draw we've ever done.
Every single draw, her luck is shocking.
And she's 4th ranked player here. Yeah, 4th ranked player here, and she gets the player ranked second.
Yeah.
1032 is Eleanor Ayres. And who else? We've got Christian Kfamso is 933. And Addie Lewis, 9.5, 24. Christian is one of those players who is very good on internet stuff, which I think players
sort of like that all the kids like.
Yeah. Well, he got 3 out of 4 on the YouTube cookery.
Wow!
He got
on
Roger and Babish like right off. I think Rosanna Pansino was one of this because
I was stunned at how brutal that was.
But he's another one who's suffered because of being an international player last week and the amount of British stuff there was. Chris Beattie, I know had some good results last season. Eleanor Ayres is really good. Addie Lewis, I think, focuses on American style quizzing more than UK stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot more quizzing.
Definitely.
Yeah, he does a lot more quizzing in the US than the UK, but obviously enjoying this.
Intriguing lineup, hard to call.
Yeah, hard to call.
Game 344.
Come on, Ella.
182 is Kieran Mawaha. 206 is Martin Stanton. 286 is Steve Lacey, and 282 is Steve Childs. So Steve Lacey played in the game this week with Sam Hayward, which created the most unique set of circumstances we've seen in Pop Culture Challenge. Steve and Sam tied for first place. They then tied in tiebreak 1, tied in tiebreak 2, and we couldn't even split them after the nearest the ball question. And then the Zoom ended. They ran out of time, so we had to get them into a Facebook chat before we could finally split them. And it was Sam who came away with the win, and Steve who ended up with the second place, which I think may have kept him in. Yeah, if he'd won it, he would have been into quarter 2 rather than quarter 3. So that was very unlucky.
Yeah, this is another stiff one. Steve Childs, 9:30. Steve Lacey, 9.5:34. Kieran Mawaha, 9.5:36. And Martin Stanton is 9:34.
It was very evenly matched. Kieran did win her tier in ICC. She played in the all-female final, which was great to see, and came out as the winner of that.
Did she? I thought I'm sure I read for Kieran in an ICC final.
Yeah, she won it, I thought.
Yeah, Morgan.
Yes, she did, but it wasn't the all-female one.
Oh, was it not? Sorry. No. All right. Sorry, Kieran.
Kieran, another one of those who just seems to keep getting better with every quiz.
Yeah.
And like really good in QLL, really good in this. She was in the game that finished 13-13, 13-12.
Wow.
Unfortunately, she was the 12.
That's so unlucky.
Steve Lacey is a superb film quizzer, one of the best in this tournament.
Great
he also musketeered the Marlene Dietrich quad, if I remember rightly. And yeah, Martin Stanton has great numbers. Steve Childs, really experienced quizzer as well. Another one where it's like,
okay. Okay, game 345. 210 is Matt Marshall. 276 is Sean Cairns. 149 is Jeffrey Seguritan, and 66 is Daniel Baisley.
Sean Cairns got a really good musketeer in something internet related, and I can't remember what it was. Possibly the Gorka website. 10:27 for Sean Cairns. Matt Marshall is 8.5:33. Jeff Seguritan has missed a week. He's 9:19, but he's a really, really good American quizzer. Daniel Baisley, I think, got his first win in the tournament this week. 10:29. Another very. I'm gonna just stop saying very, because they're all bloody very.
They're all very interesting games, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I am going to start picking up the pace because we are way behind, and I do have something else to do at 10, so we need to start spending a bit less time on each game, I'm afraid. But we'll take game 346.
That's for mentioning marine biology, John.
Yeah, number 41, Gaffledon, a nice rhyming name. 175 is Karen Wooding. 224 is Mikey Livingstone, and 183, his number is 3 too high. It's our darts referee, Kirk Bevins.
Cahal Dunn, 9:33. Mikey Livingston, best anecdotes in quiz, 9.5:30. Karen Wooding is 9:30, and Kirk Bevins is 10:27. So Kirk has the most points. Cahal has the most own gets. Karen and Mikey somewhere in the middle.
So it sounds very even there. You're going to say something about Kirk, Morgan.
Pardon?
You sound like you were going to say something about Kirk.
Oh, no. I was just, because you said the darts thing. I was like,
you knew who it meant, yeah.
I remember that one to be Kirk before he even came up.
Yeah, I'd love for Kirk. Next time we'll make sure he's number 180 because it's all alphabetical. Again, that looks another very evenly matched game.
Very evenly matched.
Yeah, okay, great. Game 347, please. 195 is Lindsay Baumeister. 15, Andrea Price. 118 is Jeff Palmer, the only person to give an answer, which is his only name. And 87, Diane Halligan. That looks a nice game.
Yeah. Lindsay's won her last 2 games on the bounce.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, she's doing incredibly well. Hopefully she can make it 3. And then Diane Halligan comes up, who is an incredible quizzer.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone there is very, very strong, and everyone there has the chance to do well if there's kind of things come up. I've read for Diane this season. Really lovely game. Yeah.
So Diane is a better highbrow quizzer generally, whereas Lindsay is much better at the lowbrow stuff. So that may give.
Well, You are saying this. Diane has 9 points, but 39 own gets.
Yeah, Diane's brilliant. So
very high for this tier. Lindsay 10.29, aided by those 2 wins. Jeff 10.28, also 2 wins. Andrea Price is 9.25.
She was on match. I think Andrea was on Popmaster recently. Did very well. If I'm right there, I try and remember everything that everyone does. Yeah, it looks a really good game. Could be very close. Yeah, I think Morgan, you're going to try and read that one, aren't you, Morgan?
I'd really like to read that one if that comes up. Yeah, that'll be really good fun.
Okay, great. Okay, let's have game 348. 137 is Izzy Morris. 130, Henry Woolhouse. Number 1, the laziest parents, it's Aaron Hayes. I can say that because he's such a good friend. And 260 is Rowan Ward. So Aaron is part of the reason I'm so knackered today, because I played 2 squash matches, although I didn't actually play Aaron directly, but he was there with us. That's looks an interesting match.
Played Aaron today. Very, very good.
Yes. Yeah, you played him straight after our squash games. Hopefully he looked tired. He won his game. I won one, lost one, unfortunately. His strength is music, especially. He's
definitely really.
He's a breakfast show DJ actually, which you could listen to, Morgan, on Liverpool Live. When you're in Liverpool, you could listen to him in the morning. There you go, Aaron, giving you a plug. I know you don't listen to my draws.
Paying him for this? Is he being paid for this? Or?
No, he has no interest in these draws. So yeah. But he also presents a lot of quizzes at Camp and Furnace. I'm in the middle of, nearly finished writing him a Rocky Horror Picture Show quiz, which has been very interesting to do. Anyway, on to the other quizzes, because they're all great people.
Yeah, 2 of the best video game players in the tournament, in Izzy Morris and Henry Woolhouse. Henry Woolhouse, 9.5, 36, another Sheffielder, and another one who just keeps getting better. Izzy Morris, 9.5, 33, Aaron Hayes, 9.32, and Rowan Ward, all the way from America, 9.5, 34.
Wow.
Rowan read our first game in the Cockle International Tournament and was superb.
Oh yeah, we get great feedback about Rowan. Yeah. That looks a very open, even game. Rowan will obviously be hoping for horse racing.
Rowan hoping for horse racing, and also internet culture as well. They're going to do really well on.
Yeah, it's quite a young heat. Well, I say young. I mean, Aaron's 40.
Internet stuff, Izzy and Henry are going to be all over as well. So
Okay, let's have game 349. Number 86 is Debbie Phillips. Number 12, Amanda Haggart. 165 is Joseph Taylor, and 124 is Greg Butler.
Ooh. Debbie Phillips, 927. Amanda Haggart, 924. Joe Taylor is 8.5, 34. And Greg Butler, 933. Now,
very evenly matched.
Debbie, I know, had a game where her internet conked out earlier in the season, so her stats are deceptive. I read for her 1 week, and she's really good at the stuff she's really good at. If you get my meaning, she's really good at telly. She also has the fastest fast passes I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone pass anywhere near as quickly as her. But she's one to really keep an eye on, I think. Shanine speaks very highly of her quizzing.
Yeah.
Amanda Haggart, one of the youngest players in the draw, I think.
Very young player, very good at musicals. If musicals come up, Amanda is going to be all over that. Carb on it.
I do like a good musical quad, especially with Rocky Horror.
Joe Taylor, veteran of Tea Time Trivia, very promising young quizzer as well. Most own gets in this game. And Greg Butler, I think, is this Greg Butler's 3rd PCC season, I believe?
I think so, yeah. Because we only had that,
Similar to Sean Drury, another one who always seems to be doing well in games, or at the very least sort of there or thereaboutsy. So a good one, this one.
Okay, great. Let's have game 350. Number 145 is Phil Sawyer. 112 is Gabe Gonzalez. 42 is Charlie Fritz, who's a fantastic American quizzer. And 189 is Kyle Carhan, or Kahan, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Also American.
Also American. And we've got 2 alliterative players. My dream is that we get 4 in one, and we also get 4 rhyming players in another game, but I don't think that will ever happen.
Yeah, Gabe, 924. Charlie, 936. Kyle is... Where's Kyle? 9.5, 29. Phil Sawyer, 9.36. Yeah, there's players in this game who've had really big weeks. Phil Sawyer, I think Phil Sawyer got like 11 out of 15 or something like that in week one. Charlie, as we all know, is a superb young American quizzer.
Yeah.
Like
Charlie was brilliantly in highbrow, but this
Kyle,
is.
I think I played in week one of Pop Solos and is very good.
Yeah,
I think they won that first game. So yeah.
Charlie's actually a tier 1 finalist in Pop Solos, if I remember right.
But obviously
he is. Yeah.
Or
maybe top 4 actually.
Yeah, but yeah, like international stuff, expect everyone to be all over that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have game 351. Number 31 is Bob Hart. 209 is Matt Jones. That's 2 Americans. 17 is Andrew McKenney. That's 3 Americans. And Aaron Thompson, number 2, 4 Americans. That's not happened before in PCC, a 4 American game. They won't be happy. Well, I don't know. They'll be like playing Pop Solos, but with a British quad.
What do you want to bet this is the last game scheduled this week? Anyway, Bob is a mystery wrapped up in an enigma, wrapped up in a Zoom avatar. He is 10.31. Andrew
we love Bob Parr.
Is 10.27. Matt Jones, possibly the most Anglophilic American in this draw.
Massively.
Yeah, would you expect an American to have opinions about Pointless? Because Matt Jones does.
No.
Matt Jones, 9.5, 35, and Aaron Thompson, who missed a game this week, is.
I'm going to make a prediction on this game. An American's going to win. And
oh
you
my
can
God! Huge if true, controversial.
Yeah.
Andrew, I've played in this, and he's definitely going to favour the American stuff. I mean, but they all are. But I think Matt Jones is going to win purely based on merit of he's going to know his English stuff better than the other chaps.
And that's what's going to be most important.
Yeah,
for sure.
Bob is a really strong player.
Bob's had a lot of really good results so far this PCC season. We're saying, even with the game skipped, Aaron Thompson's on 10 points, 31 own gets.
So he should be a lot higher than wherever he ends up, because he's a bit low. Okay, let's have the last game in quarter 2. 135 is Ian Valente. 158 is John Mackenzie. 163, Joseph Bartram. And 230 is Nicola Loudon.
If I just said in week 2, last of the summer wine instead of One Foot in the Grave, I would have beaten Ian Valente and I would have got second place and he would have come in third. And I was so annoyed that I didn't say it.
Yeah. Ian's a very good quizzer, so that is unlucky that you got so close.
Yeah. Ian Valente, number 1 corfball player in the draw, 9.5, 36.
Yeah.
John Mackenzie is 9.27. Joseph Bartram is 10.28, and Nicola Loudon is 9.26. Ian has the most own gets in this game by a bit of a distance. He's a superb all-round quizzer.
Might be the old favourite there. He was going to win against anyone you drew him against.
Yeah, I would have made Ian a favourite, I think, whoever we'd got here.
Ian, I would never forget you. Anyway, right.
Okay, so let's.
We're all very strong too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the second quarter. So let's see where does this start. I can't find the cutoff now.
Damien Pugh is the lowest ranked at 10.
There we go, got it now. Yeah, Damien Pugh has 10 points, 33 own. Then the lowest own gets looks to be 26, which is Sam Hayward, who won that incredible tiebreak. And the most, I think, is going to be Theo Howe with 47 own. And we go right up to 11.5 points, 38 own as the highest in this year, which is Jamie McNeil. So let's get started with the first game in quarter 2. Number 28 is Ben Spicer. Number 62, we just mentioned it, his name rhymes. 62, Damien Pugh. 133, Ian Chambers. And 302, Tom Wright. So Damien, obviously, I know very, very well. We were at university together and we auditioned for University Challenge together, where I scored 5 out of 38 on the qualifying test. I was not selected, although I wasn't far from being the reserve. Lancaster didn't get on that year. So yeah, we know he's got, what was his stat? Sorry. 10 points, 33 own, but no wins yet.
Yeah, Ben Spicer, 10:37. Ian Chambers is, don't type his full name in. Ian Chambers is 11.5:36, and Tom Wright is
11:35. So it looks like Tom's got 2 wins as well.
Yeah, Tom also coming off a Musketeer on the fitness quad in week 3. Ian, I've read for on a couple of occasions. I read for him once this season, once season 1. Very underrated is Ian Chambers. I'm not sure how much quizzing he does outside of PCC, but yeah, he's a really, really solid all-round player. Ben Spicer wrote the pre-season friendly in season 2, if I remember rightly, and I believe he's meant to be very good at film. I don't know an awful lot about Damien Pugh, but yeah.
I know everything. Well, I know lots to know about Damien.
I know everything. What's his social security number?
Well, we don't have those in the UK. I probably did know his national insurance number at one point, but I'm strange. Anyway, we call the security risk. Let's play game 354. 247 is Randall Eng. 217, Michael Barrow. 88 is Diane Popple, sorry, I always pronounce that wrong. And 249 is Richard Jones. Richard was very happy to see the draw returning. So hello, Richard. Is Richard the Godzilla of quiz or the King Kong of quiz?
I think so. He's Godzilla.
Godzilla of quiz. Richard Jones, the Godzilla of quiz. There you go. I'm getting it right this time.
Anyway,
so who's the King Kong? Carry on.
You're right. Randall Eng, 11:30. Michael Barrow is 11:33. Diane Popple is 10.5:36. Richard Jones. How many Richards do we have? Let's find out.
There's a lot of Richards and there's a lot of Joneses.
Joneses, yeah.
Yeah, 11:39. So stats-wise, Richard's favourite for this one because you don't bet against Godzilla. Randall, I read for this week. Randall, until this week, has been having a superb season. I think he was actually a top-ranked American going into last week, and then this week happened. I read that game, and there are 3 words that I'm never saying to Randall again. One is premium, one is brand, and I think we know what the one in the middle is. Randall is a superb American quizzer.
He plays for Victoria Phoenix.
Diane and Richard are on the same connections team. They're on vowel movements, I think.
That's going to be fun then.
On the same team. That is going to be really good fun.
I always love to see teammates playing against each other.
Diane is really strong on this kind of syllabus, and I think she's going to do quite well here. And I like to see Diane do well anyway. Michael is, of course, from the Great Barrow Quiz household, so
Greg Peterson has given us a bit of trivia that I didn't know, but also I'm kind of not surprised by. Randall Eng, perhaps the only person in this draw to have written an opera.
Wow. Okay.
The thing I thought of before Randall this week was Randall's got a really nice home office setup. When I see it on Zoom, I'm like, that guy can organise a desk.
We'll have him the next game, please. 141 is James Devine Stoneman, University Challenge captain and champion. 126, we've just been talking about him praising Randall Eng. It's Greg Peterson. 219, Michael Cullen, doing really well this season. And 303 is Tony Bennett. And obviously that's got the crooner. Yes,
JDS is 10.5:34. Greg is 10:34. Michael Cullen is 11:35. Tony Bennett is one of 3 Bennetts in the draw. 10:36.
Wow, that's very evenly matched.
Very close. I think that's the closest we've seen so far to a group of death, because all of those could very easily win.
Yeah, all massively contrasting strengths as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game and well worth the watch.
Standard deviation out of that.
Okay, game 356. Number 244 is Quentin Holt. 13, Amy Goodell. 7, Alan Gilmore. And 164 is Joseph O'Donoghue.
Amy, 10:36. Quentin, 11:33. Alan, don't type in Alan. 11.5:32. And Joseph O'Donoghue, 11:37. Joseph was in probably my favourite Mineiro I've ever read, actually. Last season, it was him, Damien Pugh, Simon G, and Henry Wallhouse. Everyone either got a musketeer or got 3 out of 4 on something. 4 X's in the whole game, and they were playing like Q3 at the time.
Amy told me on Facebook this week that Timothy Chalamet is filming Wonka in Oxford, which means that she knows me too well because I got very excited about that concept. But yeah, she is fantastic, and I think I always like to see Amy do well, so hopefully she'll do quite well here.
Yeah, Amy brings back happy memories of watching 15-1 in the 1990s and always cheering for her. So I'll always cheer for Amy.
If this was an all-round general knowledge quiz, you'd make Quentin and Amy the favourites, but on pop culture only, I'd say certainly Joseph comes into play quite strongly here. And
I'm sure Alan has a chance as well.
I think we're trying to interest a little bit there, which is going to be interesting, yeah?
Oh, yeah, this should be a great game. And we're going to say it's an interesting game. And we'll have game 357. 128 is Harry Shaw. Number 9, Alex Joins. 21, Anna Lister. And 213 is Matthew Marcus.
Yeah, this is a stiff one. Harry's having a really good season. 11.5.
Very good season, Harry.
And he's been in some proper close games. Anna Lister, 11.35. She's having a great season as well. Alex Joins, I think this is his first season. 10.36. And Matthew Marcus, will he finally get his Greek Poets quad? No, 11.35.
Why do people ask for quads that are never going to come up in Pop Culture Challenge? So it's pop culture, Greek poets, unless they come up in The Simpsons, I suppose. Maybe we could do it that way.
Charlotte wants the Yacht Rock as well. Which you might well get.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is like one own get between these people.
This is going to be really close. It's just going to come down to who it suits more. Matthew, having lived in UK and the US, maybe something a bit US centric may suit. I don't know, but that's going to be a great game. Game 358, please. 108 is Ewan Munro. 223, Mike McCarthy, which does just about right. 132, Ian Aikenhead. He'll be on one of the Cockle hosts warm-up games. And 253 is Rob Greenhill. That looks like a tough game.
Oh, what a lovely room that is. Ewan Munro, 10.5. Mike McCarthy, who's having some stinking luck with draws, is in 10.40. Ian Aikenhead, the Rolls Royce of readers, 11.34, and Rob Greenhill is 10.34.
Wow,
Mike has had some right rough draws. He's been in really tight games all season. Ewan is, I think this is definitely Ewan's best pop culture season thus far. He for a bloke in New Zealand, Ewan reads loads of games.
Yeah. If you've got the right times, they fall for him. It's great. Maybe he's got quiet daytime, so he can take the games in the evenings over here.
Ewan, another one as well, who's one of the best film quizzes in this draw. Like, his knowledge goes real.
Rob's really strong on film as well, so that's going to be interesting if film quads come up.
And Ian Aikenhead is just all round online quiz.
All round legend, Ian Aikenhead.
Yeah, that's going to be such a sophisticated room. Yeah, just for me and alone. But yeah, man. Oh.
Okay, the quality of the chats involved is.
Should be fun. Okay, let's have game 359. Okay, number 94 is Duncan Ranton, teammate of
Anna Lister in COQL.
Number 5 is Afham Roof. 268 is Sarah Trevarthen, and 127 is Harry Heath.
So 11.28, Duncan Ranton. Afam is on 11.36. Sarah T is on. Why didn't you just search for a surname? Is on 11.39, and Harry Heath is on 11.38.
Oh, sounds like Sarah and Harry have both been very unlucky not to end up in the top quartile, but a couple of good wins, and they could really go up there. What I love with Afam is that I think I mention this every week, is that he tried to drink out of the trophy he won. So I am kind of hoping he wins a trophy. I don't mind which tier, but it would be lovely to see him actually drinking out of a trophy. If anyone does that when they win, then brilliant. I love that.
But yeah, super, super, super high quality game.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match, that one. Could go any way. You've got.
I think all of them tier finalists last time.
Yeah,
you may be right. Yeah, I don't remember quite. I can't remember all of them, unfortunately. But yeah, okay, could be great. Right, let's have game 360. 207 is Martin Webb. 218 is Michael Bohr. 231 is Nikhil Soneja. And 236 is Paddy Pamel. Paddy, is that right? Pammons. Oh, I've messed. Paddy Pamson Clement. If I say that, I know that it's right. It's just an extra syllable with it. I'm just going to say Paddy. Sorry, I've messed it up again. I wasn't thinking. I'll blame
Morgan. Jesus. Anyway, right. Martin is Martin 11:30. Michael Bohr 10:40. Nikhil Soneja 10:41. And Paddy Pamond 10.5:34. They're all on the same section of the screen. I'm very happy. Martin Webb, one of, well, arguably the best sport quizzer in this draw. Michael Bohr got 14 out of 15 own gets a week or two ago. And he came second in that game.
Wow.
Was, oh dear, astonishing.
Definitely a bit of a bad luck magnet.
Nikhil 10:41. That's just magic darts all round. And Paddy 10.5:34. But superb quizzer. Another one really getting better. Really putting shifts in all over the place.
Always improving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Not sure who's going to win that one.
Michael, but I get on well with Paddy, and I'd like to see him do well. But yeah, they're all lovely guys, and they're all great. So hopefully.
Yes. Stuart Beard has said, "Go Michael, Baden-Meinhof teammate." Lots of ways to take that. Let's move on.
They're teammates. Game 361, please. 295 is Thomas de Bock. 234, Oliver Garner. 161 is John Clatworthy, and 171 is Juliet Harris. I think Juliet had a great week in OQL. Was it this week? Did really well.
Yeah, Juliet, luck has just been a foreign country for her this tournament.
Definitely.
Yeah, 11:43 is Juliet. Still yet to get a win, but I think she's finished second.
Probably second. Must be second 3 times.
Well, she finished second twice and tied second twice.
Wow.
Including, of course, a game where she tied with James Murphy because she's Juliet and that's what she does. Thomas de Bock is on 11:33. Oliver Garner is on 10.5:36. And John Clatworthy is 11.5:38. Tough one.
Yeah. Well, Juliet was always, this is my favourite line, but Juliet was going to be a favourite against anyone really, whoever she'd drawn in this round. Yeah. And I still make a favourite, but
board, you'd say Juliet is the most pop culture specific of those players.
Yeah.
And she's got strengths all over the place. One of the best tally players last season. Really good on music.
Really good at music.
Really good all round. And she's only been quizzing for just over a year, I think now.
Wow,
I think she joined around the same time as me.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. That improved that level already. It's great to see.
Started good, becoming superb. But she's in tough here because Oliver Garner is Div 1 QLL and really good at sport.
He says there's no F1.
No, Thomas the Box, the one who's going to be picking up all the F1 there. But I think Juliet's got a great chance. That's going to be a great game, and we'll take game 316.
Yep.
104 is Emily Cooper. 53 is Chris Yates, 237 is Pam Douglas, and 38 is Carl Connor. By the way, just in case anyone's wondering, I do have a screen up which gives me the numbers. I haven't memorized all of these. That would be some trick. But yeah, I haven't memorized these at all.
Behind the curtain, John. Emily Cooper, 11:33. Chris Yates, 11.5:36. Pam Douglas is 11:35. Carl Connor is 10.5:31. Chris Yates is not a pop culture specialist, I wouldn't say, but he's a superb all-round quizzer. Read from this week, can't remember who he was playing, felt he was slightly unlucky. I think he got nibbled out of second outright on the very last question of the quiz. He was against Bob Deco. Yeah.
Always tough against Bob.
Was he against Bob Deco, though? Am I making that up? I think I might be. Yes, I am. He was against Dom Tate.
That's just the stuff. Dom and Bob are great quizzes.
Chris has the right of it in the chat. Chris says that in the chat they need all 4 to win this game if possible, and that is absolutely true. They're all really lovely. Pam, of course, Tea Time Trivia legend. So would like to see Pam do well there. Have a lot of faith.
Pam is having a flyer this season.
Yeah, she did really well.
Own gets. you know, and like I would say, I played Pam season 1. Like if it's like stuff from the 70s, Pam is like an absolute steel trap on. Like you will get nothing back.
Absolutely, man, like a steel trap.
Yeah. So yeah, and Emily Cooper's just one of those who like seems to pull bits of stuff from everywhere. It's like, this is going to be a very intriguing game. I'd probably make Chris the favourite for it.
Okay.
We'll see.
Carl strong as well, but yeah, everyone in with a top shout there, I think.
Okay, great. Let's have game 363. 294. Theo Howe. He was the player to avoid. He has 47 own gets in 4 games. That's incredible. 117 is Jeff Graham. 115 is Gary Knightley. And 96 is Dylan Minarik. Oh, wow. Theo and Dylan in the same game. That's tough. Yeah. And Gary and Jeff are brilliant as well. So
Game of
Gary,
death.
Gary Knightley, I think, has got some. Yeah, Gary's 1139. I had thought he had like 3 wins and a 4th, but that's not actually what's happened. But 1139.
2 wins so far for Gary Knightley. Jeff Graham is on
35. Gary Knightley, every single bonus attempt he's gone for, he's got right. I do like that kind of precision. It's not how I play. I'm a bit of a gambler. I like to see other players play it a bit differently.
Surgical gameplay.
Yeah.
Dylan 1131, but we know that is absolutely not the whole story there because he's one of the very best in America. Theo 1147. I personally have Theo down as being a top 16 player. I think the draws just haven't broken that kindly for him this time, but he is just superb. He's one of the best on American content of British quizzes as well. Gary Knightley, I'm pretty sure, has done on American stuff too. I don't know Jeff Graham.
I think tier 1's probably beyond Theo's reach now because I think 21 is going to be the minimum and the Theo's the best he can do is 19. But 19 will be enough for tier 2, which is where Theo maybe should be, but he's going to have to win both games to get there. That's going to be tough. Okay, let's have game 364. 159 is John Payne. 102, Ellie Healey. 222 is Mike Lees. And 76 is Dave Nicholson. Ellie's having a great season this time.
It's an amazing season for Ellie.
Yeah, but who's also is having a great season on the quiet is John Payne. John Payne, 10.5, 42. I read for him in either week 1 or 2. I don't think he quite musketeered the musicals, but yeah, he was superb. He's in QLL with Mick Levin's team. But yeah, no, he's having an excellent season. Really high score this week as well. Ellie Healey pulled off one of the big shocks so far when she beat Jack Bennett week 1, but yeah, she's kind of kept up as well. 11:29, but yeah, that's good.
On her quiz, she's doing brilliantly and has every chance against anyone. And it's great to see.
I like that phrase. On her quiz. On their quiz.
They do. Yeah, on the quiz at Sue's, they do brilliantly.
Yeah. And then Mike Lees and Dave Nicholson really close to each other. Mike 11.5, 33. Dave 11.5, 32. Yeah, John, I think. Yeah, he's
John's probably a favourite, but everyone's got a chance for sure.
Yeah, everyone massively in with a good shout there.
Great.
But yeah, keep your eye on John. He's going to do very well.
Okay, game 365, please. 140 is James Boville. 113, Gareth Byrne. 290 is Stu Hearn. Well, their names rhyme. And 26 doesn't rhyme. It's Barry Humphrey, who'll be in the Connections hosts preparation game at the moment. So you can say what you like about Barry, he won't see it. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it.
Stu Hearn, I think, is perhaps the greatest bad luck magnet in all of quiz, and he's done it again, folks. It really is staggering who he had last week. I think he had Emma and Marianne last week, and somebody else who I can't remember. David Hogg he had last week as well. Yeah, and this week is not kinder.
That was the murder game last week, where I think was it Emma took it on like the last question or the second to last question. Stu Hearn 1040. James Boville is 1034. Gareth Byrne is 11.5, 35, and Bazza is on 1035. Yeah, of these I've read for James Boville. He got a win in quite a tight game in the Girls Aloud week, so week 2, and it was the Girls Aloud week that got Girls Aloud Quad that got him the win. Yeah, no, he had some really good stuff in there. I think this might be James's first Mimir competition.
I'm pretty sure it's his first that I can remember for sure. The others are old hands.
Yeah.
I think we're contractually obliged to lob Lifestyle King in there at some point, aren't we?
Yes, King of Lifestyle, Barry Humphrey, but stats-wise, I think I back you. I am good friends with him, but he definitely knows his stuff, absolutely keeps it on the quiet, and he just silently dominates. So.
You do back your friends a lot, Morgan.
I do back my friends a lot.
That's good. I like loyalty. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have game 366. 215 is Max Espenson. He won a game today. I can't remember who came third though. 186 is Chris Foster. 83 is David Taylor, and 52 is Chris Harrison. That looks a tough game.
Ooh. I mean, if Max was on the form he was on today, he's going to sweep this.
Yeah, Max. Max is, as we all know, a superb all-round quizzer. Definitely skews more towards the ICC end of the spectrum, but like on pop and stuff, he'll be really good. Chris Foster had some great results season 2. He's 11.5 32. Max is 10.5 40. Yep. David Taylor is 10.37.
Is there a beer?
Chris Harrison is on 11.38. So that's quite a lot of high-scoring players in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Max, I think highest owned gets, but you probably wouldn't necessarily say he was the most lowbrow focused of them. Chris Harrison, famous for his music knowledge. Yeah. Chris Foster, I've read for him season 2, seemed like a pretty solid all-rounder. David Taylor, I don't know as much about, but I know he's got a win over Juliet.
David's playing for Shipwrecked in Division 6, and he's been a real leading light for them since joining, so definitely going to have a chance. But I would make Max probably favourite, but I think I'd have said that whoever Max had drawn. He's a great quizzer all round, really. And on that, we'll take game 367. Oh, number 51 is Chris Dyson. Number 97 is Ed Devlin. 75 is Dave McBrien in the second quarter. Wow. 261 is Sam Hayward. So Sam was obviously involved in that incredible tiebreak game. And I was just wondering if anyone's ever made a joke that when Chris Dyson's playing, he hoovers up all the bonuses. I don't know if that's in your said before, but I like that.
Yeah, I'm just going to let that one sit for a while. 10 and a half.
I don't think he'll be hoovering up many bonuses in that game, though. That's a tough game.
22 for Ed Devlin. Chris Dyson, 10.35. Dave McBrien is on 11.41. And Sam Hayward is 10.5 26. So Dave would be the favourite because, he's won Mastermind and he's won 15 to 1 and that.
The only person to have done both, I think.
Yeah. Also, in PCC terms, Dave has finished Tier 1 the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, so shocking. A bit of a shock that he hasn't made it this time.
He's had a rougher go of it this time around, certainly.
So we all know there's a lot of luck involved with Mimirs, but Dave is a great quizzer. I still fancy him to make Tier 2 or 3 overall, and if he ends up in those, he's definitely going to be a favourite. I think he'll be a favourite in that game, but everyone certainly has a chance.
Thank you, Dave Gregson, for reminding me in the chat. Ed Devlin, Laura Kwong's partner.
Yes, we did those.
I absolutely couldn't remember that. I knew couldn't remember who it was, but yes. Chris is very strong all round, but I can't see past Dave.
Yeah, but I really hope that at some point Chris hoovers up all the bonuses in one game, and I can make that fair to go. I'm going to say it often. Repetition is at the heart of all British comedy.
Those jokes suck.
Yeah, but repetition is at the heart of all British comedy. You say something enough, it becomes funny, I promise you.
Game 368, Will.
368, please. Number 79 is David Bishop. 106, Ethan Moss. 34 is Brian Craythorne. And 298 is Tim Harding. That was a tough game. A lot of names there often seem to make Player of the Week. Team of the Week in OQL.
Yeah, a couple of seeds in here, actually. Ethan Moss and Brian Craythorne. Ethan, 11.5 33. Brian Craythorne is 10.36. Tim Harding is 10.33. And David Bishop is 10.38. So a hard one to call.
Definitely. David probably, but if some younger stuff comes up, Ethan will take that. but everyone's strong there, and everyone could feasibly win if it's their quiz.
Yeah, that's a good game. Okay, game 369 then. 266 is Sarah Napper. 154 is Joe Byrne. 178 is Keith Nicholas, one of only now 2 players to have a full house in PCC, and 121 is George Scratchard. I think I noticed that Sarah Napper was very insistent that half man, half biscuit were from Birkenhead and not just Merseyside.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if Sarah is from that area, because obviously other than running OQL, I am the chairman of the Wirral Quiz League. So Sarah, if the Wirral is of interest to you, do let me know and we'll find you a team there. This looks like a good game.
Being Birkenhead, born and bred, not born, but yeah, got represent. Still got it wrong.
Yeah, Sarah, 11.5.32. Joe, 11.34. Keith is 10.5.39. And George Scratchard is 10.5.39 because he's directly below Keith. Why did I put him in the search box? Anyway, yeah, I read for Sarah earlier in the season. Really impressive performance week 1. I think 9 out of 59 gets, and she's obviously continued in the same vein since. Joe Byrne's been having a really good season all round. Like
really strong player, Joe Byrne. I think she often goes a bit underrated, but I think she's a very, very strong player.
Yeah, I read for her once. I was very impressed because I was told she had loads of musical instruments behind it, but it wasn't just music that she was really strong on. It was real all round knowledge. It was great.
Yeah,
you can't count out anybody who's had a full house. So we only ever had 2, and Keith one of them.
And Keith 10.5.39, but he's got 59 questions answered correctly altogether.
Wow.
And Scratchard is 10.5.39, 51. George, it strikes me as one of those players who, like, if someone has an off day, he'll be able to capitalise.
George seems to come 1st or 4th, I thought, but that could have just been a bit of confirmation bias after the first season.
Out sometimes, isn't it? Like, if you come first, then sometimes it'll just give you an absolute horror of a game the week after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, great. Let's have game 370. 85 is David Workman. 22 is Ant Fish. 216 is McKinney Sizemore. And 155 is Joe Ashdown. McKinney's one of the highest placed Americans, isn't he, at this stage?
Yeah, McKinney, one of the very best American pop culture quizzes. He's on 11.35. Dave Workman is 11.5.37. Ant Fish is 10.37. And Joe Ashdown is 10.5.37. Yeah, this is really even, and then there's McKinney. I think you've got 3 players here who've got a lot of overlap in knowledge and skill and that, and then McKinney, who's like a superb player, but also considerably more American than all 3 of them. So yeah, that's interesting to see how things split in that game. Certainly,
McKinney is a tier winner from last time.
Yes,
Ian Valente and Sarah Barton last time in tier 9 or 10, I think. So very, very strong there. But probably back Ant, I think.
Well, I think it's going to depend. This is another one which will depend what comes off. If it leaves American, then McKinney will probably come through. But we'll wait and see. And let's have the last game in the second quarter. Number 11, Alexia Jarvis. 196 is Lydia Meisen. 265 is Sarah Blair. And 146 is Jamie McNeil.
Oh, right. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Right. Alexia Jarvis is... Where is she? Alexia Jarvis, 11.5.35. Lydia is 10.5.34. Sarah Blair is 11.33. And Jamie McNeil...
11.5.38. He was the highest ranked player in this tier.
Yeah, Alexia wasn't terribly far behind him, actually.
No.
Either. Yeah, Jamie had the stinkingest of stinking luck in season 2. Like something like 60 odd own gets by the end of the group stage, and ended up in like tier 7 or something like that. Like nothing went for him last season. He came very close to beating Dowd Jackson, I think, this week just gone as well. Alexia, I believe, is new to Mimir's with Pop Culture Challenge.
Yeah, this is her first competition with her.
Interesting thing for her, I read for her in week 2, and I read 6 games that week. She was the only person to get Kate French in the tiebreakers, modern pentathlon champion, and she got there like super quickly, which suggests like niches await for her that have yet to come up. Lydia, as we all know, has one only connect and is a very good all-round quizzer, is very, very good on pop music as well. And Sarah Blair, I think, has been in for a couple of seasons now, and she's had quite a few really good performances.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, tough one to call that one, certainly.
Tough one to call. Lydia or Jamie, though, I think maybe. Yeah.
Should be a good game.
Anyway,
Okay, so we now move on to the top tier. So we've got players here. Most players have got 12 or more points. We've got 4 on 11.5. Now, looking at the league table, it's very possible that 20 could be enough to squeak into tier 1. I suspect it'll be maybe a little bit higher. But most people here, if they can win their last 2 games, are going to give themselves a huge chance of making tier 1. So own gets, we go from George Barton is the lowest at 27, but he has missed the game, all the way up to Lewis Jones is our highest on 52 own gets. And as we know, a full houser, the only player other than Keith Nicholas to ever do that. So let's start with the first quarter 1 game. Number 71 is Chaser, Dara Ennis. 160 is £500,000 winner on Millionaire, John Robinson. 248 is Richard Appleyard, a Connections Trophy winner. And number 29 is Egghead, Beth Webster.
Wow.
Oh, it's the game the TV people have wondered about for years. Egghead versus Chaser. Ooh, who's going to come through out of those two?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure out of the 4 of those, the one who's a chaser, the one who's an egghead, the one who's done Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Richard Appleyard's almost definitely got the best stats.
Oh yeah, he's got 15 points. 45
own gets, 64 answered correctly. Dara is on 1334. Beth is 1240, and John Robinson is 11.541. So all having very good seasons.
Yeah. Richard is probably just 6 points away. So if Richard can get a win here, he'll almost have booked his place in tier 1, which will be a fantastic achievement. I mean, his connections team are called the Lowbrow Files, so that should give you an idea of what he's like. But yeah, that's a cracking start to tier 1. Fantastic. Okay, game 373. Number 61 is Damien Evans. 190 is Laura Kwong. Morgan can tell you who her partner is. 299 is Gareth Kingston. And 107 is Evan Lynch. So Gareth, as we mentioned earlier, he's taken over, but he's from something else. But he's won his first game, done really well. That's going to be a tough game, isn't it? Very well, they're all QLL players, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Damien and Laura are both very, very strong music quizzers. And Evan knows what I think of his taste in music. Evan, 1546, 3 wins thus far. Gareth...
we don't worry about Gareth's stats because they're not all his.
Damien is 1440. Laura is 1231. You would make Evan the favourite, but that's because this is a Mimir and Evan Lynch is in it. So
yeah, you always make Evan a favourite, whoever he plays or whatever the stats. He's only got 1 bonus attempt wrong as well so far from 29 attempts. That's an incredible statistic.
Wow.
I think this could be wide open. Depends on who it suits. I think the music maybe is going to hinder Damien and Laura because they're both so strong on it. I think we're going to see Evan come through and win this. But
going to see.
The thing is, they're strong on music, but they're strong in
well
different ways.
Well.
Like Damien, like 70s stuff, rock stuff, Damien will take. More like 21st century stuff, pop stuff, Laura will take. So it will split very differently. These are very contrasting players, and yeah, this should be a very interesting game. Okay,
let's have game 374. Number 60, Daisy Fry. 120, George Boras. 251 is Richie Hewitt. 311 is Yogesh Raut. Now, Yogesh is our highest ranked American player at this stage, and George is our highest ranked player who's missed the game. He's the only player.
No, George Barton.
Oh, George Barton. Sorry, George. You're both George Beast. I do apologise. Yeah, George Boras is something different, obviously.
Daisy 1241. George Boras, who is not George Barton, is 1241. Richie Hewitt is 12.5, 30, and
Yogesh is 12.41 as well. Oh wow!
I mean, film and Yogesh go together like absolutely anything.
That is so evenly matched. I think whoever can get
one of the strongest players on internet culture in the entire tournament. Daisy Fry has kind of been the surprise package of the tournament so far. She was absolutely flying, and then she ran aground a bit last week, but still 12:41. She's still in the hunt for tier 1 with that.
I think so. Whoever wins this one is going to leave themselves in a position where one more win will probably be enough. And that's going to be a crackingly close game. I'm really excited. Okay, let's have game 375. 297 is Tim Hall. 157 is John Harden. John Harden's having a great season. 227 is Nick Mortimer, the seer, and 181 is Kevin Leishon.
Oh, yeah. Nick Mortimer had a really good win this week against Nick Reed and Michael McPartland, who were both undefeated up to that point, and then they ran into Nick Mortimer on a level 4 video game this week.
Yeah, Nick Mortimer, I think, might be my pick for the entire competition. If he does well this week, and if he wins this week, I think he's definitely in with it. He's definitely with the shout of tier 1 very safely, and I think he's going to be my pick for the entire thing if he does.
Yeah, he needs first or second to have a good chance at tier 1. But I think
Nick has won tier finals both.
Both times.
Season 2.
Yeah.
1543, 3 wins for Nick Mortimer thus far.
John Harden was tier 13 last season, so this is a huge improvement. It's really good to see because he's 67th place at the moment, which is tier 5 level, which is such an increase. But 1234, maybe he's had good draw. That's a tough draw though. I think he may come up against it there. But it's going to be a good game, and we'll take game 376.
Tim Hall, another one with 3 wins, by the way, as well. 1345, tier 1, both season 1 and season 2. Yeah. And Kevin Leishon's doing great guns as well.
Okay, 199, Marianne Fairthorne. 110, Fraser Cameron. 241 is Chaser, Paul Sinner. And 151, Chaser Jenny Ryan. Oh, wow. What a game. We have got an all QLL game. We've got a writer for the chase. We've got 2 chasers, and we've got a mastermind champion. Oh, wow! Thank you, Mr. Drawing Machine. That is incredible. That's the game that people want to see.
Marianne is, I think, having her best PCC season by a distance. I think she very much appreciated the Pittsburgh Steelers quad. Fraser Cameron is a superb all-round pop culture player. He won a tier final, possibly tier 2 last season, I think. But yeah, he's one who's like, the thing with PCC is there's lots of people who've got potential to crack the top 16, and Fraser Cameron is absolutely in that bracket. Paul and Jenny, Paul is so pop culture, he presents a quiz show about telly on ITV, and Jenny is tier 1 both seasons thus far, top TV player last season.
That's a cracking game. They'll be queuing up to read for that, I tell you. Yeah. We may have to make it a secretly when it gets scheduled. Whoever wins that is going to have a huge chance at tier 1. Probably whoever comes second, maybe, but after that, so we're going to have probably two really quality players who will be out of the running for tier 1 after that game. That's going to be a huge match. Right, let's see if game 377 can do anything to match that. 309 is Will Howells. 131 is Hugh Bennett. 50 is Chris Ducklin. And 242 is Pete Sorrell Cameron. So it does seem like it's a very good game.
Oh, yeah. This is
very strong.
This is one that could go a lot of ways. Will does have the lowest own gets in Q1 at 30, discounting George Barton. But yeah, he is the best Eurovision quizzer in the UK. If Eurovision comes up, everyone else is stuffed. Hugh Bennett, superb all-round quizzer. Chris Ducklin, really good pop culture specialist. Pete Sorrell Cameron, I think it surprised a lot of people with how good he is on pop culture. He's really good.
He runs pop quizzes, and pop quizzes generally tend to be pop culture-y, and he's won a series on both Only Connect and Very Hard Questions, so it's no surprise.
Did they do John Snow's Very Hard Questions?
Yes, I was on that. Yeah, we didn't make we won our game. We did really well, but I think we were 4th in the leaderboard, and only the top 2 got to the final. It's a shame.
But yeah, very, very, very yes.
Another QLL game. There's a lot of QLL players in tier 1. It would have been in the top quarter. That's a great game. Okay, game 378. 123 is Graham Young. Number 6, one of our 3 perfect players so far, Ailsa Watson. 142, James Horton. And 64, Dan O'Malley. Ooh, it's Ailsa.
Yeah.
You know Ailsa well, Will. Do you think she's going to keep her run up?
Ailsa is, I think, having the PCC season we've all wanted her to have, unbeaten thus far. One of the very, very best players at pop culture. Like, if you were to take this and just objectively write a list of who are the 16 best, Ailsa would be in there. But this has got some dangers lurking. Like, Graham Young's having a very quietly impressive season. I've read for him. He's won some proper tight games.
And James Horton, I think, is the danger here.
Yeah,
James the danger
is
Horton.
It's the very rare combination of someone who's good at video games and sport. Like, the two don't tend to go together, but with James, they do.
Plays in pop solos, and I think just at the format, he is an absolute. He is a steel trap, as you said earlier. He's gonna give anyone in that game a run for their money.
James, if you let us know if you're happy with the nickname that Morgan has bestowed upon you. You're now James the Danger Horton. I'd be happy with that nickname. Then you can say Danger is my nickname. Not quite middle name.
Dan O'Malley's just superb. He's a really good all-rounder.
Yeah.
I think in terms of pure pop culture stuff, like, I mean, Ailsa arguably is the best all-round quizzer of the 4 of them. Yeah. And, like, she's also one of those players who, like, the more pop culture it gets, the better it gets for her as well. Yeah. So I would definitely make
you don't bet against Ailsa under any circumstance.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
There's no easy games Q1 though. There's
only 3 players with perfect records. Ailsa's one of them, and I think she's got a chance of keeping that up for sure, and that'll be great to see. Okay, game 379. 119 is George Barton. So this is the player who has the highest record for missing a game whilst missing a game. 291 is Stuart Beard. 192 is Lewis Jones, last season's runner-up. And 92, Dougal Reid, who's a debutant this season, having a great time.
Yeah, Lewis, I mean, you'd make Lewis the favourite here. He's won 3 thus far, and he only lost this week on a tie-break to Gareth. As pure pop culture players go, Lewis is about as good as it gets in the UK. Particularly on telly and film. He's one of the very best in the
especially sitcoms. Lewis and I often make office comments to each other, and we have great fun doing that. George,
can you throw a kettle over a pub?
And that's the real quiz.
Dougal's having a really good season. 13 points, 35 own gets, only 1 win in that though, so he's been real consistent to get this far. George Barton has, of course, got 12 points off 4 games, one of which he didn't play in.
Yeah.
We all know George Barton, very good all-round quizzer.
The thing with George Barton as well is that you have to remember that he's not George Boras.
Yes, that's always. George wins his last 2. He could make tier 1 having missed the game, which would be incredible. I think it was an American who came very close to doing that in IC. Tracy Merkin was very close to making the tier 1 section despite missing the game. Just so sure. That looks a great game. I think I'm going to.
Of these 4, Stuart's the only one who's definitely in the Facebook chat.
Hello, Stuart. Thank you for watching. We love it.
Really good all-rounder as well.
I think if Lewis can get a win here. I think if Lewis can get a win here, he has a real chance of making tier 1, but he should do anyway, whether he's first or second. But we'll wait and see, and we'll have game 380. Number 47 is Chris Bean. 229 is definitely Nick Reed at this time. 139 is Jack Lewis, and 143 James McGregor. Oh, that looks tough. Jack of finals last time. James is your captain, isn't he?
He is. He's my MQL captain. I will be seeing him tomorrow, where we are playing. I can't remember the name of the team. MQL.
You're playing the same set as me because I'm playing tomorrow in MQL.
Yeah, very exciting. I mean, not just because he is my team captain, but I would back him there anyway. I think his knowledge is so widely ranged and so just.
Nick and James having probably their best PCC season so far. Nick was on 3 wins out of 3. Then he ran into Nick Morton the last week, but he's still 13 points, 43. James McGregor, 13.5, 45. He's having a superb season. Jack Lewis.
Jack Lewis has been so unlucky because he's the only player in this section of the draw who hasn't had a win. He's had 4 second places so far. Is this going to be the week that he gets
as well? like, I don't think tier one's completely out of the question, but he
needs to win both. I think maybe a first and a second could be enough, but I think to repeat tier one final, Jack will need to win both. But if he's not in tier one, I think he's going to be a massive favourite. Well, he's going to be a huge threat in whichever tier he does end up in.
And Christine, 12 points thus far, but only 1 win. So again, consistency.
Yeah. Whoever wins that puts himself in the hunt. It'll be a good game for sure. Okay.
Puts themselves in the hunt. I've never heard that before. I like that.
You put yourself in the hunt for tier one.
I've never heard that. I like that.
You're only young then, Morgan. You may not have heard every expression yet. But to be honest, there's going to be a lot of expressions that you would say regularly, I think, which I will never hear.
Yeah, it's lit.
I know lit. I use lit. When did I use lit? It was awful. Right, game 381, please. 65, Dan O'Sullivan. 202 is Mark Lynch. 255 is Robin Geddes. 300 is Tom Mead.
Yes, and this is where I apologise to Will Howells because Mark Lynch actually has the lowest own gets in Q1 apart from George Barton. 12.5, 29 is Mark Lynch. Robin Geddes is having a superb debut season in PCC. He is on 1440, which for a first season, well,
yeah, he's doing great. I think when he signed up, everyone said he was going to be a bit of a dark horse. He's doing really well.
But yeah, Tom Mead, probably the form player here, 14.5, 46. And Dan O'Sullivan is just really solid all around. He's one of those where if someone has a bad week, he'll be in there.
Tom's not made tier one yet before, but I think this. No, I think this could be his season. He's having a really good run of things. 3 wins in the joint second. Absolutely every chance there. And he's got a chance in that game. Although I don't think there's no easy games at this level. But he could have had it a lot harder. They're all good players, and on the right quiz, who knows who's going to come through from there. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm loving seeing how well Robin's doing, both in OQL and PCC in his first season. Great to see.
Yeah.
I said he was a good sign, and they were right. Okay, game 382. 55 is Clive Dunning. 56 is Colin Daffern. 105 is Emma Laslett. And 78 is David Hyland. So we have 2 mastermind champions. No, mastermind champion and mastermind runner-up. Emma was runner-up, wasn't she to Dave? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, Emma, really strong on video games and 21st century culture. Like, I think it's fair to say, like, Emma's strengths contrast to the other 3 in this set. Colin Daffern is having a great season, 3 wins. 14 points, 44 own gets. Clive Dunning had a massive win last week. 14 points, 41 own gets for him. And David Hyland, another real solid all-round player, 13-37.
Yeah.
So, it depends how the set breaks, rule none of them out.
No, whoever wins is definitely going to have a great shot at tier one. Whoever comes second is going to still be in with a shot. I think third and fourth, it may be a bit too little.
The motto, as with any quiz, certainly in the last year, is you don't bet against Emma Laslett.
Yes, yeah.
Ever.
No, I think she's got a great chance of making tier one, but she's going to have to come through there.
I just think you definitely back her. Yeah. The other guys could put a bit of damage in, but I think it's Emma's game there, and hopefully that could start to make her way towards tier one.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's have game 383. Number 90 is Dom Tate. 191, Lawrence Cook. 25 is Ashton Davis. And 254 is Rob Jones, who I accidentally christened the King Kong of quiz. So I got very, very, very confused a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I've read Dom Tate a few times, and when he's on, you don't catch him.
Yeah.
One of the best. Another one who's really good at video games and really good at sport, but that's also partly because he's really good at everything else.
Yeah.
Lawrence, Ashton, Rob, all superb all-rounders. Rob took Bob Deco to a tiebreak this week.
Wow.
Lawrence ran Evan this week.
Lawrence is on 1544, which is incredible.
Yeah, Lawrence having a great season, every chance of tier one. Whoever wins this has got a huge opportunity to make tier one.
This is like heavyweight as hell, this one.
Yeah. Ashton won an ICC trophy as well. If you can get into tier one final, tier one of it, that'll be a great start. But yeah, great game. Let's have game 384. 271, Sean Carey. 203 is Mark Roberts. 125 is Greg Fano, one of our top Americans. And number 30 is Bob DeCo, one of our three perfect players.
Well, I mean, let's start with Sean Carey, who's having his first PCC season, and he's killing it. 15 points, the game. 41, 3 wins. However, he was a pretty distant second to Dom Tate last week, but that's Dom Tate. And then Greg Fano, who's also having his first PCC season. He is from America. He is really bloody good.
If Americana comes up, he is going
music.
to absolutely dominate it.
Yeah, but pop music as well. Massive strength for Greg. I knew him before quiz because we both used to write for the same music website. He's very bloody good.
Yeah.
Mark
and then you
Roberts,
mentioned music, and who's in fourth seat? Bob DeCo.
Bob DeCo, another one who is, like Elsa, having the PCC season I think we've all really wanted him to have. Because, again, if you were to write a list of the 16 best pop culture players, Bob DeCo's in there.
Yeah.
No question.
Top
and
10.
like Dom, when Bob DeCo is on, it's just...
It is untenable, absolutely.
Yeah. No player has had a 24 out of 24 score in PCC or ICC, I don't believe. So it'd be great to see if someone could do it.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, if there'd been 6 heats, I did win 6 in a row in season 1. But anyway, let's move on.
I know. That's on game 385. We only had 5 qualifying games that point. 49 is Chris Devine. That rhymes lovely. 281, Steve Bannerman, another top American. 252, Rob Cumming. And 228, Nick Hutchins.
This is a battle of dark horses, this one. Chris Devine started off like an absolute shot this season. He's slowed down a little in the past 2 weeks, but still 49 own gets for Chris Devine thus far this season. That's a bit tidy. Rob Cumming is having one of his, I think probably his best PCC season by a mile. I play with him in QLL. He is a very good all-rounder, 1341. Nick Hutchins, for my money, probably the most underrated player in QLL, I think. He had a massive week last week. Really rock solid all-round stuff. Tier 1, season 1. He's done great, and I can't be bothered looking up his numbers. And Steve Bannerman, one of the most Anglophilic American quizzes as well. He will have put his shift in on BritCon.
Really anyone's game. Numerically, Chris Devine is looking incredibly strong. He's still in the would-be tier 1 at the moment. Yeah. And I mean, 76 correct altogether. 76 questions answered correctly altogether, which might be the highest in the entire tournament. 76 home questions.
76. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that 76 from Chris is the high. So, he had a huge score one week.
Yes, he did. Week 1, he absolutely dominated the game week 1. Yes, so that's incredible.
Yeah.
Can he do it again?
This is
okay. Right, let's take game 386 then. It'll be a good one.
I just sat here baffled.
138 is Jack Bennett. 147 is Jason Butler, having a great season. 89 is Didier Boyer, and 205 is Martin Hutchinson.
Ooh. Yeah, Jack, as we mentioned, a bit of a surprise last week. He has stormed back since 1544 for Jack Bennett. Jason did really well, made tier 3 final in his first PCC last season. 1240. Didier, one of the best GP players, 1234. And Martin Hutchinson, we will find, is 12.537. On form, this is Jack's.
Yeah, and Jack is desperate to make tier 1, having spoken to Jack. He's got a real chance. 15 points. The only person to beat me so far is Ellie Healey. If Jack can come through this with a win, he's going to be really up there as a favourite.
He's going to be in with his chat, but Jason Butler, I think, is going to be his major opposition here. Incredibly strong on a little bit of everything. There's nothing that he can't have a solid gamble at. And what's most impressive, I think, about Jason Butler is that he manages to do it all from the centre of a maze.
That was 1 week he was lost in the maze. That was a while ago now. Yeah. It was fun.
It was last season, like week 2. Yeah. But he's still in that maze. And but Didier, one of the finest quizzes definitely in the world.
Yeah.
And Martin incredibly strong on like just a little bit of everything. So that's going to be anyone's game. But
yeah, I think Jack's going to come through there and put himself in a great spot for tier 1, which would be nice. This is his first season in piece in an OQ Amamir. Okay, game 387. Number 81 is David Hogg. 173, Karen Crofton. 243 is Peter Edis, who beat me at Mamir as well this week. And 69, Dow Jackson. Oh, that looks tough.
Wow. Hello.
And then, well, David Hogg ran Emma Laslett real close last week. Am I going to find his numbers?
That was the Marianne and Stu game as well.
Yeah. So Q1 thus far, very good season. Edis, obviously, top of the finals board last time, found it a bit tougher this time. Kind of has a shot at tier 1, 12.41. Dowd is having a storm of 15.48. Top lifestyle player last season as well was Dowd Jackson.
Interesting.
And Karen Crofton's really hit form the past few weeks.
I think when Karen Crofton's on form, she is on form.
And again, very contrasting strengths to the other three in that game.
Probably Dowd, but I think it'll be a battle for second place, and really any of those guys could take second place set. If it's their set, they are going to be like a mouse in a trap on it.
Okay, I've just had a direct message from Bonnie Shampoo say that her name is Greek Cypriot, which is no doubt why I do love it so much. I should realise with the surname ending in OU. I just hadn't spoken. So yeah, that's great. So it won't be long till I'm definitely not the best Cypriot quizzer in England then, I guess. Well, in Britain. Yeah, in Britain. Okay, game 388. 200. By the way, I'm only the best British quizzer in Cypriot quizzer in Britain because there aren't any others. 220 is Michael McPartland. 73, Dave Gregson. He's perfect at the moment as well, on top of the table. 144, James Murphy, and 270 is Scott Vaughan. That looks tough.
Oh, blimey. Yeah,
that's going to make you weep.
Scott's not on Facebook, so than him, but I think he's going to have a tough time there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Blimey. I mean, Dave is the third player on 4 out of 4 wins. He's having a brilliant season. 16 points, 50 own gets, 67 answered correctly.
The last thing you want to see, though, when you Dave Gregson in a competition in this game is Michael McPartland.
Because Michael was 3 out of 3 before running into Nick Mortimer on a level 4 video game squad last week. 14, 42 on their day. Either of them could be either of them. And then you lob James Murphy into the mix as well.
You throw James and Scott in.
Dave is almost certainly going to make tier 1 unless he has 2 really bad weeks. Michael's going to need a first or second there to keep the pressure on. Give himself a chance.
You say that, John. Dave missed out on tier 1 by 1 OQA last season. Like, he was just the wrong side of the line.
Wow.
Also last season as well, Paddy Duffy was top of the table heading into the last week of the last round, and he ended up tier 2.
We'll see how it goes.
James Murphy has put very aptly into the chat. These draws on.
Because James has had it. I thought he meant that we weren't funny. Of course, this is comedy gold. Yeah, as I say, repetition is at the heart of all British comedy. So the more I say that Chris Dyson is going to hoover up the bonuses, the funnier it gets. Okay, let's have game 389, the penultimate one tonight.
We'll be in stitches by the end of this.
Well, I'll stitch us. 193 is Liam McCarthy. 259 is Ross Taylor. 208, Matt Williams. And 301 is Tom Speller. So I know that Matt and Liam were teammates on one of the first scratch teams ever put together, Disparate Origins, and then are reunited. So that's nice.
Tom Speller, of course, tier 1 finalist last time. Matt Williams has been tier 1 both seasons so far.
Tom Speller had a tricky run of things for a bit, I think, but he's definitely come back tooth and claw.
Had a rough start. He's 13.42, so he's in with a shot of tier 1 again, is Speller. But he'll probably need 2 wins to do it.
Matt Williams has been going,
Matt's been strong every season. I think he was right up there in season 1, but just didn't have the knockout stage. I think he's looking good for tier 1. He's going to have to come through that game. I think he's got a good chance. But
he's going to be obstacular in nature, but
Liam, superb music quizzer, 12:30. I mean, superb all-round quizzer, really, is Liam.
Everyone there is a phenomenal all-rounder. Ross Taylor is brilliant on the all-round, brilliant on film, brilliant on telly.
It's going to be a great game.
Ross is having a really good season on the quiet as well, 13.41.
Okay, all right. That's going to be a great game. And we now enter the very last game of the draw. We got there, everybody. 2 hours, 10 minutes later. Oh, hang on. Oh, here we are. I thought we might have been done already. 67 is Dan Fullard. 43, Charlie Rowlands. 306 is Vicky Sorsby, and 156 is Joe Crowther.
Yeah, Joe Crowther had a really big win the other week. 12.42 is Joe Crowther. Dan Fullard is 12.5, 41. Charlie Rowlands, 12.43. And then Vicky Sorsby is 12.34. Yeah, Charlie's one of those proper sort of dark horse players who you can see sneaking into tier 1.
Definitely.
Yeah, Fullard's having his best PCC season.
Dan Fullard's having a stormer. Vicky Sorsby is having an equal, if not greater than, stormer.
Yeah, Vicky Sorsby ended up tier 3 last year.
Made tier 3 last time, yeah.
Who can just sort of...
I've just seen Ross Taylor has put a very accurate description of his draw from his perspective into the chat, which I shan't repeat, but it is...
Yeah. That's a
No,
tough game. They're all very evenly...
At this game.
Yeah, they're all very evenly matched, those four, and whoever wins it puts themselves with a chance for tier 1. The other three are probably going to be out of that, but I think they're all going to be really happy with where they end up this season. They're all having a great season. And if my maths are correct, and also my reading skills, because somebody sent me the list, that that 390 was the last game. So that concludes the draw for week 5 of
And
PC.
guess what as well? While this has been going on, I've managed to schedule my game.
That's incredible, Morgan. Big round of applause. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Will.
Thank you very much.
Next week's draw won't have me. It will be Dave and Aidan and somebody else. I don't know who that's going to be. I'll leave that to them. They need somebody who's as funny and witty as me and can make jokes like Chris Dyson is going to hoover up all the bonuses. Whether they can find Tim Vine, I don't know. But
you literally made Chris
Tim
Dyson
Vine was your
word
go-to.
spy into the chat.
for my kind of jokes, Morgan, Tim Vine is my go-to.
What did you say, Will?
You literally made Chris Dyson type the word sigh into the chat.
Yeah, I'm sure he's sighing with happiness. Right, so yeah, thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Will. Thanks to Will Jones for all the work backstage, sorry. There will be a draw. All being well, there will be a draw next week, just without me. But that'll be the last one.
The last qualifying game, isn't it?
This is the next, there's one more qualifying game after this week. Yeah.
Okay.
The FA Cup third round of PCC next week.
Yeah, next week is the final draw, but never mind.
How much Florida back can Morgan do? Let's find out.
Hope you've all enjoyed watching us tonight. We'll see you again next week, and good luck with your games.
Bye, everyone. See you all later. Look after yourselves. Safe journey home.
Well, let us know when we're clear.